everybody! We are Czech Games Edition. We are live at Essen Spiel. It's the first day of the fair. We're very excited to be here. The place is getting filled with people. People are buying games. Our booth here at CGE is full. And we have a lot of guests, publisher guests, coming to our booth to talk about their new releases. We have a lot of interesting and very exciting things planned for you. And of course, next to me, we have, I don't know if you can tell who I have next to me, but it is the designer of Deal with the Devil, Matouš Kotry.
Yeah.
Hello, Matouš.
Hello,
how are
everyone.
you? I love your outfit.
Thank you.
How are you?
Yeah, great. I'm absolutely excited to see this many people that came to play my new game.
Yeah, and it's only the first day of the fair. A lot of people are here. I don't want to know how many people will be here on Saturday and Friday.
Yeah, it's usually much more in the weekend.
Much more, yes. But it's already full. The place is buzzing, and I have here with me a copy of Deal with the Devil. We haven't opened it yet. We want to do the unboxing here with you and together with Matouš. And if Matouš has any stories about like the components and the art, we'd love to know everything about the game and see how it looks on the table. And after that, we're going to talk a little bit about the game, how it plays. For those of you who haven't watched the designer interview we did together with Matouš, or like the trailer and stuff, now is the chance to know everything about Deal with the Devil. So, shall I start opening the game? Okay. Let's see. Okay, that was easy. Even though I don't have nails, that worked out. And, oh yeah, giving you this. Yeah, so, ready? You have opened one before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not gonna be a surprise. But the box is really heavy, has a lot of stuff in here. So, I guess the first thing is the event cards. This is how they're called. If we can show them over here. So we can put them next to us. And then these are the player tokens, right?
They look really shiny, as they are
very
not
shiny.
Touched yet.
Exactly, they're not touched yet.
Yeah.
They look like candy, basically. And let's try to open these cards. They're really, sometimes they're hard to open. Okay, I got it. Not really. But you can go ahead and open whatever you'd like.
Yeah. The same boxes as in Alchemists.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of these packs.
Right.
Okay, we need to keep this one, that's important.
It's important, okay.
And a lot of stuff to
resources.
punch out. Yeah.
Right. I guess we can start punching out. And we can show, especially, like, I want to show the souls. Right, these are really precious in the game. So these are the souls. And are we gonna, we found some cultist souls in there. These two. So we can keep them next to you. What would you like to punch out next?
Let's say these seals.
Okay. These are seals that we use for voting in the game. Right. And I really want to see the envelopes, the final version of them. And this is Indulgence. For some reason, I really like this. It's one of my favorite things in the game, to be honest, that you can actually get one of these and get out of getting the, how do you call them?
Inquisitors.
The Inquisitors, yes.
Inquisitors.
And here's the card. Oh yeah, this is how the Inquisitors look like, right? Ah yeah, here are the Inquisitors. You can have a look at them. They do really nasty things.
Yeah, that's
the
one.
guy. Yeah.
This cape belongs to a guy who actually looks like this one.
Yeah.
He borrowed me for this.
The art is really bizarre and awesome. I really like it. Okay. Do you have a favorite Inquisitor maybe from the looks or from what they do?
Yeah, a good guess. This one, or yeah, the Fundamentalist.
Yeah, the Fundamentalists. Yeah. Okay, and then we have also these cards to indicate the resources you're looking for the game, and here we have the cards. These are buildings you're trying to build during the game with different requirements and different things they're giving you. We're gonna see this later in more detail. One great touch is also the Joker tokens, because they do nothing in the game.
Yes.
But they serve as like you think that the envelope is filled with more stuff than it actually is, but you might have the Joker tokens.
Yeah. We were not sure whether we want to include this or not. At first I was thinking it is not necessary, but when I played with them I found out it's really amusing, because it's a component that has no game purpose.
Yes.
So you can actually do anything with it.
Yes.
So for example, if you get a really silly offer from some other player, you can return it back with Joker tokens.
Yeah. Or thank you very much. I won't take it. Yeah.
Sometimes some players just collect them from other players' chest, and then they will say an offer full of these tokens, and we really had a lot of laughs with them.
It's like saying the joke's on you. Sort of like.
So it's up to your creativity how you use them during the game, but they don't do anything in the game.
I love those. One extra piece of soul.
Yeah.
And
you don't need to punch these out. These are just a replacement. And
okay. But we need to punch these out.
We need this soul,
Yeah. And then these are for the envelopes. Let's see. So this we keep.
Yeah, we can keep this just in case we lose any of these.
And now we're seeing the actual parts of the player board, right? You can
so that's the
do
middle
the honors.
part.
It's the middle part, yes. And these are the assistants. Is this how they're called?
Yeah, they are called courtiers in the rulebook.
Tiers?
Yeah.
Okay. Different colors for different players. And they have different sort of symbols. They connect to different cards.
Yeah, one of them is an alchemist.
Oh, it's an alchemist. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. So we have a question from the chat for you, Latush. Is the same artist as Dungeon Pets?
Yeah, and also
looks very familiar.
Also alchemists.
Also alchemists and Dungeon Pets. What is the name of the artist?
David Cochard.
David Cochard, yes. I think his style is very distinct. People can recognize it. And another question: will the game be released in German?
Yes, of course, it will be released in German.
We are selling it in German, right? No, we're not. Okay. But it will be released.
Yeah, it
Okay.
will be this year. Probably this year.
Okay. All right, I think I will. And this is the board. Does it have a special name or just the board?
Yeah, it's the central board.
Central board.
Put it in the middle, yeah.
All right. And the small things
Yeah.
these are for the
These are just holes.
holes for the
Yeah,
loans.
Should
Not the
remove
loans,
this. Yeah, for the interest.
Interest
This is
counter,
for the
yeah.
loans, yeah. It's not complete
right.
without the circle,
Yes.
circle in the middle.
Okay, these as well. And I'll put this on the side and we can go back to it later. Wow, okay. So this has a lot of different things. This is the, how you call it? It looks like a book.
Yeah, but it's the Inquisition board. Or,
Acquisition board.
yeah, it has Inquisitors, reputation, and victory points track on it.
You have to put it, over here. So we punch these out for player tokens to be in these tracks. This is from Angel to Devil track.
Yeah, that's
This
the
is the
reputation track.
Yeah. Okay. These over here. Oh, what's that?
Yeah, we need to punch those out
Yeah.
too.
I love that it has a illustration, even though you punch it out.
If you love this illustration, we have an extra card just
Oh.
with the illustration.
Oh, I like that. Ooh, look at that.
You can use it as a bookmark.
Yeah, I really like it. Okay. And
Just had one card left, so we
you found the opportunity to give more art to the people, and this we punch out
yeah.
because this is double.
Yeah, also the
sided.
corner, that's for the
Okay.
Inquisition. One side is for the round 3 and the other, this side is for
And this
round
is
5.
yeah, round 5, and this is round 3. Okay, so we keep this aside as well, and this
Yeah.
is another.
Yeah, it's same as this one, just
Fine.
for blue player.
Okay.
Oh, and I love these. These are the last component we have added to the game,
Okay, because I have never
but
seen
it's
this.
totally cool.
Oh, what it does? What does it do?
It's for the witch trials.
Ah.
It's just to mark the player who was accused in witch trial, so you remember you can't accuse him again.
Oh. And is it supposed to?
Yeah, these are the holders.
Ah, okay. Whoops. All right. So how do you? Oops. Oh, that needs special treatment. Okay.
Yeah, right. We bend it and then we push this.
Do you need this
Ah.
as well, or this is a separate one?
This is another one.
Another one. Because there's 2 players accused in witch trials.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I keep
there
this.
can be.
There can be, yeah. I guess we won't have time to build every player board, so we'll build. Do you have a preference on the color? Do you have
Yeah,
a color?
I usually play with blue.
Okay, let's do the blue then.
Yeah. Or I prefer to play with blue, but I don't usually play with it because many
It's a
people
very-
in my groups prefer it as well.
It's a very popular
Yeah.
color, I would say. And okay, we have stuff for the central board.
Yeah, that's the production wheel. we
Production
need.
wheel, yeah. Okay. Yeah, before
Yeah,
we
we
move
need
on.
this small
we need
circle.
that, okay. And maybe
And, yeah, I put these aside. We need them to assemble the circle.
And these are the developments tokens?
Yeah, we call them achievements.
Achievements, yeah. I'll get out the blue ones for us. And
I try to assemble this.
yeah.
Here we go. Now it's complete.
Alright, so we could attempt to do the board first, and then we'll build the separate... Oh, we have a lot of new things here. Wow.
Yes, these are the player screens.
Okay. Let's try to do the board first. Maybe we should put these somewhere in...
Wasn't it? No.
What are we looking for?
The central board. You
the
put
central
it
board. I
aside
have it
before?
here. Yes, yes. It is
that's-
over here. I just want to put these somewhere so we have space. Okay, this is for the boards. These can go on the sides. These we can keep, I guess. Now the rest of the stuff we need to, let's place them here for now maybe. There's different trays for the different resources, I suppose, right?
You can also use the covers
Yeah,
during the game.
but just to save some space at the moment, I'm gonna put them in their wrong place for now. Just to do the board. Okay. All right. So. Oh, and you just fit it in.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Oh. Okay. All right. So each player's part of the board is separated like this, and we start the game here. This is round 1, and this indicates the production of resources for each player, right?
This is for this player.
This is for this player.
This is for this one.
Yes. All right, so then we can start building the first player screen. I suppose we have more things. I'm just showing what there is. Oh yeah, here's the envelopes. Nice. Chests. Okay, they're called chests. I didn't remember the right name. Okay.
Yeah, those used to be envelopes in some earlier prototypes. They actually had the art of the envelope, but we changed it to chests later.
Okay, because they can hold a lot of things in there.
Yeah.
So who was was it your idea to make the player screens?
Oh no, this is work of Radek.
Radek?
Yeah. To have the double-decker screen.
Yes.
It's made of 2 parts. So we have the bottom part. You can hide all your secret resources and souls in the bottom. They are hidden during the entire game. And the top part is hidden during planning, and then when your planning is done, you reveal just the top part.
Right. And this is the top part?
Yeah, and this is the roof to cover just the top part.
Yeah.
So now I can plan my turn secretly, and then I reveal what actions I have planned here, but I don't reveal my resources hidden under the bottom part.
I don't know if people can see it, but yeah, here's where you place all your stuff. And here's the top part, which looks like this. This shows you the sort of currency, like you can exchange resources and the rate of exchange, and then the things that give you points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. So that's ready. This is your player screen. And this is the bottom part of the chests.
Yes.
So here we see the different roles, basically.
Yeah, this one is for mortal, and this one is for the devil.
Okay, and what do these tokens do?
Yeah, you can use them as a reminder for any building that has some permanent effect. Yeah, for example, this one, monastery, says you produce from certain spots on the production board. So if you don't want to forget about that, you can place the reminder token there.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
And again, it's only up to you what you want to use these for. They don't have any specific purpose.
And here we have the devil wings. That you. How do you get devil wings in the game?
Yeah, for having a bad reputation.
Bad reputation. Okay. So this is done. I put it over here. And I would say we should make at least one of the envelopes. Which one would you like to do?
Okay, let's do the devil's one. You already
The
hold
devil's
it.
one, okay.
So you need to punch out all these holes first. Yeah. And then we need to
we need to find those.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, would you like to do that, or shall I do that?
Okay,
Do you have
I
a steady
already
hand?
have practice in this.
Okay, yes.
Sometimes you need to push it a little bit. Yeah, and now it's there.
You can see the glue on it.
Okay. It was going down with the glue, then that shouldn't happen. That's why I push it a little bit before. Okay. And here we go. And now.
Ta-da! That's the bottom part of the chest. And I guess the top part, does the top part need to be a specific part, or it can be any of them?
It can be any of them because they should be all undistinguishable.
Okay.
I think it's. We already.
We already have
those
one.
out.
Yes. And we have the black binders. I don't know how you call them.
Yeah.
Fasteners. Okay.
Okay. So I
This one that tells me all the keywords because I don't know them. And
here we go.
So there is a question from chat if everything fits back in the box after you punch them. I guess it's even better, right? Like when you get rid of all the cardboard, it fits perfectly. So that's the envelope, the chest, and this is the devils. Do we need something?
We have it here.
All right. And this is to indicate what you'd like to acquire, right?
Yeah. What do you want to get for your offer?
Yeah. So this is where you put your offer. You put your resources in there, and this is what you would like to get in exchange. ready. All right. I will start putting back some of the stuff we won't need so that we start setting up. So I guess this I can put back because we already have just for the blue player. So I'm putting these back. This we'll probably need to explain things. And I guess we should make some more chests, at least one more.
Okay.
The mortal, maybe. Let's do one of the mortals. So we can show what's the difference in the way they play. Okay, so that's for you. Here we have the angel wings as well.
I have a lot of stuff.
A lot of
already
stuff. We have a
on the
small table actually. Yeah, actually this game has a lot of tokens, to be fair. But they're all useful tokens. And they're all pretty, if I might say. Okay, so we have the next, almost. This is done.
We need to find the hexagon with the matching icon.
Right.
Put it here.
Okay, and we can put this on as well. If we have another one of those. This goes back in the box for now. These are like the different layer screens, and they all have different art, right? Like this is the green one, and then we have the red one, which has a different scene on it. And we're done with this. And that's another chest. Okay, let's punch it out. Especially for these like big pieces of cardboard, I find it very satisfying that this is done. Okay, and that's the yellow one. I quite like yellow. I mean, I never get to pick colors in games because I play with other people who are very strong in like, oh, I want to play with this color and that. But if I can choose, I choose yellow one usually.
Have you noticed the coat of arms of the yellow player?
Oh, that's wow, that's tortoise.
Four turtles
Oh,
with
wow.
weapons.
With weapons. What does that represent?
What would you guess?
Michelangelo and I don't know. Oh wow, nice. Okay. This would be the other mortal.
Yeah.
So I put it back in. All right. The cards we keep here. And I guess, I don't know if people can see it if we place it here. Let's place it here for now.
Yeah, this needs to be glued as well. We have the
yeah,
it's here.
We have them here.
So here.
And And of course, there's one thing that you can't find in the box, and that's the app. Which I haven't seen the final version of it, like the polished graphics and so on. But yeah, maybe that will be their surprise.
Yeah,
Or you have it on
have
your
it
phone.
my phone,
Yeah.
so you can try it. So here we go.
I don't know if people can see it. I guess they can. All right. Set up the chests for all the rolls. I guess we should do that for now, or at least for the 2 rolls we're gonna show.
Yeah, you need to. Okay, I can punch out the resources just for the demo.
Yes. And let's show how they look like. Oh yeah, we can
Yeah.
show it in there.
Starts with one of each.
So the devil starts with resources and no soul. And some coins, lots of coins. Wow, so it's a chest full of things. All right, almost so many that they barely fit, but they do. Okay. All right, so we have the chest of the devil. We should make maybe the chest of the mortal, one of the mortals, the white one.
Yeah,
so we need soul.
Here we go.
The mortal starts with 3 pieces of soul.
Yeah.
And that would make 1 complete soul.
Also the guessing tokens.
The guessing tokens. And that's it.
And that's it.
And jokers, maybe?
Yeah, if you are worried it's not equally filled as the devil's chest, you can add some jokers inside.
And no resources or coins?
No.
Nothing. Okay. So here, like the difference of the mortals with at least the devil is that they do not ask for souls. They can sell their souls, but mainly they trade resources for coins, right? Okay. So we have these 2 chests. Yeah, the rest of the stuff, there is a lot of other stuff we haven't built, but it's very it's the same way you build this screen, you build the rest of the colors. We have our cards over here that are separated by round. So these are for round 5. Where can we place them so they can see them? I can place them here, I guess. Round 4. And the higher we go, actually, I mean from 5 and 4, you get, it's like more intricate buildings, I would say. Like you get more points, but they need more resources to build, right? Whereas if you start with level 1, you'll see it's mainly 1 and 2 points over here. So I'll put them here, round 3 and round 2. Okay, so I think we have some of the stuff that we can use to explain the game, maybe? Right, or do you need anything else from the resources?
Okay, you need this.
Oh yeah, the tokens, yeah.
You can take the blue tokens.
Maybe I can give this over there, so we have more space. And I think we should probably move the screen somewhere here so people can see this part. So this is visible. Oops, sorry. It is? Okay, awesome. All right. So I guess we could talk a little bit about the theme of the game, what the game is about, and then talk about the mechanics for the people who don't know anything about Deal with the Devil. So Matusz, you can take it away.
So it's a game that is exactly for 4 players.
Yes.
And at the beginning of the game, each player is assigned a role secretly. So you can be a mortal, you can be a cultist, or you can be the devil. And this is done by the app we already showed. So we have prepared the chests for the devil and the mortal. So as you can see, they start with different things. Mortal starts with the soul, but no resources, and devil starts with a lot of resources, but no souls. So he wants to offer these resources to the mortals in exchange of piece of their soul. And to assign the roles to the player, we use the app. We scan the chests, and this one goes to me. So now secretly behind my screen I can open the chest and I see I play as a mortal.
As a mortal, yes.
So someone, the player, will get this one, red player, and he looks behind his chest, and now he knows he plays as the devil and can take all these things secretly and keep them behind their chest.
And so the chest now is used as a way to do deals with other players. It will be empty, and you fill it with resources or souls or whatever you want to exchange. So when you see this chest, you don't know whose player it is. Only the app.
Exactly.
Only the app knows it, right? Okay, so we have 4 different roles. And what do players do in the game?
During the game, all players are some monarchs, and they build their medieval city. They have these building cards, and they try to get resources to build them. So all of them get resources from this production wheel, but you can get more resources if you make deals with the devil. Nobody knows what deals you are making behind your screen, but it can be really suspicious if you suddenly pay a lot of resources you have not produced during the game.
Yeah, right. But it's very hard for people to know who is who. They can only suspect.
Because all the trading is happening in this closed chest, and they all look the same, so you never know who is trading with who and what are they trading.
All right. And how does a game round look like? Or actually, before that, why do souls matter?
Well, why do souls matter? Because in the end of in the round 3 and in the end of the game, there will be inquisitors. So do we have them somewhere nearby?
The cards.
Yeah, we showed them in the beginning.
Yeah.
And those inquisitors will punish the players that don't have enough souls.
Right. And okay, how do you get points in the game? I guess the points are the important thing.
Yeah. Mostly from the buildings. The points are shown here. but the devil can score some extra points for collecting the players' souls. Other players can get some extra points if they correctly guess who is the devil and who is the cultist.
And shall we talk about how does a round look like a round overview of the game?
There are some overview cards. Probably we still have them in the box. Or did we?
I think
here they are.
Okay.
So each round has 6 phases. They are also shown here.
Okay.
So first you produce resources from the production wheel. Then you draw some buildings and 1 event card.
So depending on which round we are,
Yeah.
we draw cards. I don't see the level 1, we put them somewhere, but
Yeah.
let's say we get from here.
It's
It's behind
behind
everything,
the
okay.
overview. So you always draw 4 cards in each round and 1 event card. And now
Okay.
you know what cards and what resources you have. And you can start to plan which buildings I want to build, which resources I miss. And that's what the third phase is for. That's where you make the deals with other player, where you can trade the resources.
Right.
And when the trading is done, you go to the action phase, in which you can build your buildings. So, as I said earlier, each player plan their turn simultaneously behind their roofs. And when all players are done, they remove their roofs and show everyone
Yeah.
what they have planned.
Well, they have plans. Yeah. Then there is the interest phase, right?
Yeah, anytime during the game you can borrow money if you don't have enough. So like this, I can borrow 5 coins. I just take them and I can spend them on some resources. And I have marked now that my debt is 5.
Yeah. And we must say that the economy is very tight.
Yeah.
During the game, you really need to find ways to make coins if you are not the devil, at least. So it's a very important thing to be able to get a loan.
Yeah, and during the interest phase, if I'm in the debt, the debt can go even higher. So right now I owe 5 coins, so I do 5 steps with this cube. And because I made a full circle, my debt is increased to 6.
Awesome, okay. And then there is the reputation phase. It would be
Yeah.
nice to show the event cards. We haven't shown them.
Yeah. For example, this one. So each player has event card, and then these cards can change your reputation. You always make a decision if you want to gain something for free. Like here, I can send my people to quarries that gives me a free stone, but it's not really free. I will lose 1 reputation point.
Right.
Or I can do something good for people. For example, this one requires me to have a 0 debt, which I don't have. So if I wanted to fulfill this, I should not have take the loan.
Yeah.
And now if I fulfill the condition, it will improve my reputation by 1.
Okay. And why is the reputation important in the game?
Yeah, because if my reputation is the best, so let's say there are other players as well. And they are worse than me, then I can get blue wings, and for 3 blue wings I will get an indulgence token.
Right.
And the indulgence token can replace 1 missing soul during the Inquisition phase.
Right. So Can we have a look at how the Inquisition works?
Yeah.
We have to find the Inquisitors though.
So if I'm popular enough, people will forgive me for making deals
Right.
with the devil.
If you've shown that you can do good deeds, then Inquisitors are
Oh, yes.
not so hard on you.
Uh-huh. So I can prepare some visitors here. Let's go. This one should be here.
So these are hidden. Players don't see what sort of Inquisitors are coming.
So these are public. These are Inquisitors for everyone. Yeah, just this one is active right now. And if I have the worst reputation, I get the red wings. These, and again for 3 red wings, I will get my own Inquisitor. If the devil collects enough souls, so right here, if he collects at least 2 until the 3rd round, this one Inquisitor will be flipped face up. And in the Inquisition phase, you have to show 1 piece of soul to each Inquisitor that is face up. So right now there are 2 here, and I have 1 of my own, so I have to show 3 souls. If I already sold 1 to the devil, then one of these 3 Inquisitors will punish me.
Right. You choose which one to satisfy and which one will punish you.
Yeah. But if I had an indulgence,
Right.
I can replace 1 missing soul with it.
So if you have shown good behavior during the game, you can get an indulgence and not suffer the penalties.
Yeah.
Let's say. All right. Yeah. What other aspects of the game haven't we touched upon yet? Is there anything else?
Yeah, so for example, if you don't have enough souls, let's say I only have 1, and the cold sweat is running down my face when I see all these Inquisitors, I
Yeah.
can secretly bribe them.
Right.
If I can pay 5 coins, this one Inquisitor will leave our kingdom for unknown reasons, and so
Right.
does this money.
And bribing works like a lot of like the other players can bribe as well. So
Yes.
the Inquisitor gets the money collected by all the players, right?
Yes, I can send only 2 coins and hope someone else
Yeah.
wants to get rid of that Inquisitor as well.
Yeah. Right. How do you feel like seeing the final product of the game?
Oh, it looks amazing. It has a lot of details. It has very high production quality. I'm very satisfied with it.
And how many years has this been in development? Remind me, was it 7 or 8?
Yeah, 7 years.
7 years. So that's amazing. Well done. I hope people can check it out at Essen if they're here. We are in Hall 1. This is one of our big releases this year, together with Starship Captains. And when will it be released in the shops? Do we have any information on that?
Oh, I don't. Maybe so.
We don't know yet. Okay, but very soon, I guess they will be released in Europe, and then US should follow. Yeah, so that's pretty much the game. There is like a how to play video already out from Paul Brogan if you want to check all the rules, and we have also released the rule books and everything. So yeah, everything is out. Come and check out the game, play it around here, and order it. It's one of the big releases this year. It's amazing, and well done, Matusz. This is like I don't know. It's the second game after Alchemists that I think you show like you can elevate the bar every time. I don't know. According to my tastes, I really love this game. And yeah, thank you so much for being here and doing the unboxing.
Thank you as well.
Enjoy the fair and like seeing people playing your game and buying your game. That must be a really exciting thing for you.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so yeah, enjoy the fair and thank you so much. And we can welcome to the stream the next game. Yeah, we can take the game. Thank you so much, Matusz. Bye.
Goodbye.
I have to fit everything in there. Yes. Okay. And there's some more tokens over here to get. And don't forget your phone, Matusz. Yeah, we have some more things over here. Thank you. Just a second, everybody, because we have a lot of components. So the next game up is Findorff. So we welcome Friedman Friese from Essen Spiel. It's a pleasure to have you here. Look, this is the game. Hi Friedman,
Hi.
I am Eleni, a pleasure to meet you.
Right.
And yeah, this is the new game from Friedman Friese, the author of this game, and also you own Essen Spiel, right?
That's right, yeah.
And this is one of the big releases this year.
Yeah.
And you are releasing 2 games
Yes.
in this
Yeah.
Essen. All right.
Yeah. Later I will be back with the other one.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Later on we'll have the other one
Yeah.
as well. And yeah, what can you tell us about Findorff?
Findorff is part of my hometown. I'm kind of live here.
Yeah.
So, Findorff is a game of resources. We have 3 different types of resources. There are peat, bricks, and rails. And in this game you have an action tableau. And on the action tableau you have one worker to decide which action you want to take this turn. You can choose every turn a different action or the same. So if I want to use this action again and again on my turn, maybe the others want to take another action already, so it is an asymmetrically order. So
Right.
the others might take other, but I want to do this. So. And I do have a boat for peat. This boat will bring me 2 peat every time I use the production action. I need a worker for that and would get 2 peat in my storage. Yeah. So the same, I already said, there are different resources. There are also resources for production for bricks. Yeah. I need 2 workers for the 3 bricks. There's even one, there's a very cheap one for only 1 worker for 1 brick, and the third resource is there's the big one here, is for 3 rails.
Right.
So I have to store all, so storage is limited, and on my turn I decide what to do. So the first idea, I already have 2 peat, could be the lowest action here, just to sell the 2 peat to this market. This market is known from Power Grid. It has different values here, so for this I would get, for this 2 peat, I would get 5 each, so I would get 10 thalers. Yeah?
Okay.
Or I would say, okay, maybe it's better first, instead of first doing this, first doing that, to get an additional 2 peat. Then I could sell more here. But the problem is, I only can sell 2 peat per action here. So I could sell it, and next turn, after the others have done, I could sell the other ones. And maybe the price would go down, because others sell. So the idea is I could, first of all, instead of doing all the stuff, buy one of these chips here to build up my engine. It's like tableau building. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
I would like to get this idea to get a double selling action. So then I could do that, produce a peat and sell 4 peat here at once.
Right.
So it is all about this, not all about, one part of the game is to build your tableau, to look that you get enough actions. On the other hand, if I done that, I'm out of peat, so I have to produce more and more peat to use this again as a double cell. So maybe the idea is to produce twice here. But the problem is, whenever I go down out here to go up there, because I cannot go up, I have always go down. I have to do this bureaucracy here, which is part of the bureaucracy is one of my workers dies. So I have one less worker when I do this.
Okay.
So if I really want to speed things up and do something like that, then I need a lot of workers. So if I go in this direction, I only need 1 worker per 4 times actions. If I do other way around, I lose a lot of workers. So it might be a good idea to build the tableau to get more workers in the action to get workers.
Right.
So this is all in the mind for this strategy. And with this, I'm getting more and more money because the rails I sell here get me 10 thalers. The bricks I sell, I can build a house somewhere on these circle spots in Findorff. And these houses will give me 4 income in each bureaucracy. So it's an income. So here I only get 10 at once, and here I get always 4. So depending on my strategy, if I really want to fast going through and through, I will build the houses. If I'm more slow, I might want to go for this.
Right.
So this is the game engine, but on top we have these 25 buildings here, and you do have cards in your hand for these buildings. And there are 25 unique buildings, so everyone has different cards. In the first games you play, you get a fixed amount of cards depending on the number of players. And if you play the game more often, you will draft them. So these cards I can buy here. So in this phase I can push my engine to get new productions, to build the tableau, or to build these. And this card here would cost 12 thalers and a rail to build it, and will give me an income of 6. Which is not better than the house, but in a moment I will explain it. Or this card only cost me 18 and nothing, no resources, just money. Then I would build it here. This is a spot for it.
Yes.
And the benefit of this card is whenever a worker dies at every player, I get $2 because
bureaucracy.
Because this is symmetry.
Right.
I'm doing the business of putting these 6 feet down under, and get money for that. So every time somebody is using bureaucracy, I say, hey, here I get $2.
Okay.
And the most important part for winning the game is these cards built is 50 victory points.
Okay.
The money is only 1 per the resources sale price. So this is 10 victory points, but this is 50 victory points.
Okay.
So the cards are not as good, maybe as the engine, but they grant you the victory.
Additional. Yeah.
And whenever a rail is built, we put rail here on the track. This was the first rail track, and after that they built the main station here. So the second track was built there to Hamburg. And whenever the rail track is here at the signal, then the game ends after the round.
Okay.
So it depends on how many rails are built, how fast the game will end.
Right. And
this is all about the game.
Okay. something we haven't talked about is how many players can
It
play
is
the game?
1 to 5 players.
1 to 5?
It is a solo variant about scoring. It's a scoring solo variant where you will get for high score. And it's very interesting because only 25 buildings are in the game. So in the 5 players game, you will build only 5 of these buildings. And in the 2 players game, you normally build 12.
Okay.
So it scales that kind of ways in the game. That you have with 2 players, you have a longer engine, so you might have a different strategy.
Right.
And in the 5 players game, you need a faster strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does the game play on average?
Yeah, we put 75 minutes on the box.
75?
75.
That's very precise.
Yeah, it is very precise. No, it's just like we had with our gaming group, our testers.
Yeah.
I once looked at it and it was 37 minutes, but we were
Okay.
fast. Yeah.
Okay, yes,
So
yes.
it is, if you know the game well, it is an hour game, but
Okay.
learning game, it is a 2-hour game probably because the interest, as I've shown at the fair here, see people, when I explain the game, I explain everything, everybody understands everything. Yeah, the mechanics are known, but they interact differently.
Right.
So then I say, "Oh, start playing," and then people look at me and I say, "Do you understand the rest?" Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do. It is just these. I know I could do that, and I could do that, but I want to do all of that,
Right.
and only I can
Right.
part of it. And
Right.
this is a very hard decision space for that game. You sit there, and it was just like kind of overwhelming. Yeah, because you know everything what you could do.
Yeah.
But it is hard to focus what's right.
Right. So I suppose there is
Yeah.
different paths, very different paths to
Yeah, there are
how
very
people
different
can-
strategies, and also depending on the cards you got.
Right.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
not all. Yeah, some of these buildings do grant a building space for a house, so you get an extra house. Some will, if you build this, you get a double sale action. So depending on the cards, or these cards where you get money from, it is of course much better in the 5 players game than a 2 players game.
Right.
So in a 5 players game, you could really run for that card. In 2 players game, of course you will buy it because you don't need resources and it's kind of cheap. Because
Yeah.
everything where you need resources is much more expensive than only money. Because only money you can produce, get very easy with peat.
Yeah.
And peat you already have.
And this compared to your other games, in terms
Yeah.
of complexity, would you say is about the same weight? Or
It is strategic. It is not as a long term strategy like for you. It is, but it is still strategic. But it is very much depending on the first draw of the cards. So in Power Grid or other strategic games, you start with the same things, and you evolve your strategy while playing.
Right.
And here you have an asymmetric start, so you have to deal with the strategy depending on the asymmetry of the starting situation.
Right.
And therefore it's a bit shorter than the others because you already have something in your hand for your
Yes.
strategy.
Yes.
You don't have to build up your different cards like power plants and power grid or cards for you. You already have these cards. Maybe
Right.
that's the way why it's a bit shorter because this card is in drafting.
Right.
But on the other hand, if you do the draft, it might go longer because a lot of people draft a long time.
Yes, that takes some time
This takes some
for
time.
some people.
Yeah.
I have a question from chat. Where can they find the game here at Essen, and where can they find it if they're not at Essen?
So at Essen we had Hall 3. In the space we are always, I think it's 3L or something like that.
Okay.
And
Is
later
it available on retail or?
by now we do have pre-production copies or first part production copies. Probably we will be sold out for the fair for these periods. So, but later in the year we will have the retail copies. And for Europe, there are these bilingual versions with two dual sets in. The name of the cards will be in German, but it does not matter, I guess. And the US version will be shipped soon after production.
All right.
So in other countries where the English version will be available, it lasts some time because of shipment.
All right. Okay. I also have another question from me and the team here, because we know your fascination with the green color, and it's obvious.
Yeah.
We're wondering, like, if there was a game you would play with Peter Murmak, our CEO, who is also, he always chooses the green color.
Yeah.
Who would eventually get the green color, you think?
Me.
You? Where do you base that? Why is that the answer?
I know Peter. He knows me.
David,
I'm not convinced, but I think it could happen.
I just saw him earlier going into the meeting room. I wish he was here to answer that. But yeah, I'll let him know.
Yeah.
And we will see Friedman in a bit. We have your second game in like, I don't know, half an hour. I don't remember when.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have Fancy Feathers. Thank you so much for explaining Findorff.
Yeah, great.
Go check it out in 2F Spiele booth.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
This is the game. And we are moving on with our next game, which is Septima by Mindclash Games. And they have already set up. They're bringing it over here.
That's for yes.
It's a big board as well. And let's make some space. Wow.
All right.
Yes. Awesome.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to
How
meet
are
you.
you?
Fine, thanks. Oh, yes.
I am Eleni. We have here Robin.
Hello, Robin.
Right?
Hi.
The game designer of Septima.
Yes.
And this looks absolutely amazing. Is this being released here at Spiel? People can buy it? Yes?
No,
Yes.
we are just demoing it right now,
demoing,
but
okay.
the late pledge is open on
Right.
GameFound, and next year, around May, we will fulfill it, so it is quite close.
Wow, okay. What can you tell us about Septima for people who don't know anything about it?
Yeah, basically the first idea of Septima came to our mind with my colleagues, because we have a program, Board Game Hatchery, when everybody just takes little ideas about games, what game is really, or topic really calls for them, and Ville, our graphic designer, tell us, some game with strong female protagonists should be great, because always sci-fis and monsters, but that could be great. And that was the first spark for the game. And
I have to say I love Villa. She's like the sweetest person. And I have to show also the cover because it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah. And we I just started to work on the game and try to create a game which is the most ideal for Ville, because she said, oh, no heavy game for me. So that was the basic of the game.
Right.
But the story of the game is Septima, the wisest and oldest leader of all, which is all around the world. She's just her reign is come to an end, and we are the competing covens who want to give the new Septima, the new high witch for the witch community. So basically every player runs a coven with different members during the game, and 24 different characters in the game. And the game ran by action cards, because that's an action selection game. There are the different actions of the players, And in every turn, every player chooses one action secretly, but you can talk about it. And 1 minute and you will understand why it is important to talk about it. Because if you play a card alone, you can only do the topmost action of the card. And if you match the action with another player, so I recruit and you recruit too, we all can do the collective bonus on the card. That sounds great, because if we are doing something together, we receive a bonus. So it's a little cooperative element, but I have to highlight that's not a cooperative game.
Okay.
That's a competitive game.
Okay.
And the downside of matching is the suspicion, because if I'm matching with somebody, the suspicion rises and the witch hunters triggered more and more. So in one hand it is good to match because receiving the bonus, but other hand the suspicion of the townsfolk rises and rises. During the game,
Because the community doesn't really accept
yeah,
witches.
yeah, absolutely. And in one hand, those hostile citizens go into the crowd, and that crowd will go into the bag and draw it one at a time, and that will show the result of those trials in that town. But also it triggers the witch hunters. The witch hunters are here at those little cabins or little huts in the dark forest. And if I receive any suspicion, I need to roll with that die. That's a modifier, and that's the number of steps a witch hunter will do to catch me. So for an example, that's 1, the modifier is 0, so he goes out, no witches goes back. But if the modifier is greater or my suspicion is high, he catches me, and one of my apprentices, so not the leader of the coven, will go into the second chamber, and there will be another trial at the end of the season. The game contains 4 seasons, so there will be 4 trial phase in the game. And it is quite interesting if I lost, for an example, Berta, and later your meeples, your citizens are in majority in that trial. Berta will go into your coven because you saved her life, basically.
Right.
Yeah, and the different actions are for adding loyal citizens into the crowd, or with a plea you can add citizens immediately into the trial chamber. You can collect ingredients, and that's a quite funky part of the game, because on the forest you can see different ingredients, and those are the beautiful silk screened components, and you can collect the lunar ingredient, and on that lunar track you can see in that turn the mushroom and the berries are the lunar ingredients, and in the next round the berries and the herbs will be the lunar ingredients. So there is a nice timing element, so you can collect together the different ingredients just in the right time, and that gives a little element of the nature that when it grows or when it to best
the seasonal
element. Absolutely.
I just want to show this because it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
everything is so beautiful.
Absolutely. And later we are creating potions from those ingredients. Those are here, so I think those are beautiful too. Yeah, so you can prepare remedy potions, which are for healing sick people in the town, and practical potions, which are used for different powers. And if we are at healing, the witches in the eyes of the townfolk are evil creatures, but actually we are curing those peoples. And I researched a lot during designing the game. I read a lot, and actually those people who charged at witchery, they were in helper positions. So that's a little touch with that historical aspect, even if that's not a historical game. So that's a totally fictive world.
But they provided like the community with their knowledge of ingredients.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the reason why that old woman character connected with witches, because the old women can't work on the fields but help the others with healing practices and everything. and that become suspicious. Yeah, so we can hear the citizens in the town, and also chant, which is we can lower our suspicion. And the base game contains there are for your first game version. That's it, and we can add in the full game the ritual part of the game, which is really interesting, because anytime you are matching with another player, you can advance on the board. But later on, you see those restrictions. So if you match with a plea action or a chant action, only in that case you can advance. And higher you get on the ritual board, you can get different charms, and those charms are more gamery stuff. So you can build your engine with charms and potions and characters. So lot of combinations, and also many victory points at the top of that track. So that
the higher you go.
Yeah. There are victory points here, and also refreshing the charms and stuff like that. So it gives more timing element into the game. So the green player says, okay, anyone want to brew, because brew is quite good for me. Yes, because she want to match and advance on that spot. So it's a really nice part of the game. But as I explained, maybe you ask, okay, but there are no directions, so many things in the game, and not the reason, but the solution for it is the divination, the book of divination card, which is some kind of goal. So you see the future and you know what you need to prepare. And at the end of the game, you score victory points regarding those tasks. But very important, the maximum amount of tasks you can complete is the number of your witches. So if you have only 2 witches in the game, in that case, even if you fulfilled all 4 tasks, you can score only for 2. So that's the goal part of the game.
How many players can play this game?
From 1 to 4. David Turci provides his solo mode. Yeah, where the Black Widow is the enemy, and we try to beat them. But those matching elements in a 2-player game is really good too, because we can match with the Septima, and there are small rules, so not big changes, but it really shines at 2-player too, so not only 4-player or stuff like that.
Right. So would you say that this game is, compared to the other games of Mindclash, which is known for making like heavier sort of games, this is on the lighter side, or is it like still a mid-weight?
Yeah, it is lighter, but only compared with our huge epic games. But we released Astra. I think tomorrow Fritzi, the designer, will be here at the table.
Yes.
So he will explain. So that's a more compact, smaller game. But I think that game compared with Ritual and everything, the base Anachrony. So it is the lower part of the Mindclash portfolio.
Yes.
but I think it delivers the thematic integration because that's our main goal, to tell stories with mechanics.
Exactly. With Tricerion as well.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
All the other games.
Absolutely. And many players' feedback was it is go back to our roots as Tricerion, because no miniatures and no plastic in the game, but more cozy and more warm as Tricerion.
Yes, that's
and
right.
also Willow's art is here.
Yeah, well, your games have a very distinct style, and they look amazing, all of them.
Thank you very
and very
much.
Purple as well, which is a great color. I love it. And let's see if we have any questions from chat. Well, chat thinks the game is really beautiful. And
thank you.
Can we say again the artist?
Yeah.
It's Ville Farkas, is the right pronunciation?
Farkas Ville, which means wolf. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. You know what it reminds me a little bit? Do you know the movie Wolfwalkers?
No, but others always say the Witch, the film called Witch, reminds the cover. But yes. Oh no, I know that movie. Yes, yes,
Wolfwalkers,
yeah. That
Which is
animation movie.
animation,
Yeah.
it's so
That's
beautiful.
really nice. Yes.
Another question. Will there be both male and female witches in the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can already see.
Yeah, absolutely. So I really want to create an inclusive game, but not a business way. My degree is on sociology. I learned a lot about that, and I really want to create a game which welcomes everybody in the game. And historically, the word witch is a gender-neutral word. So in the old English texts, the witch word was anybody, any weird people who create some magical things.
Yes.
And I think into the witch folklore really fits those characters too.
Yeah, it's something you can't really explain with the known sort of knowledge of the society.
Absolutely. And there are backstories for all characters. I wrote it myself, so 24 different little short stories. So there are backgrounds between those abilities, so there are different stories for those outcast characters.
Can show some of them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and also animals in the game. It's a shape-shifting element in the game. So, but I think we have no time for
shape-shifting.
Shape-shifting here. Cat, snake, and you can change your pawn into an animal. And those are beautiful too. So 8 different animals in the game, and that's an advanced module, so a little expansion, but it twists the game quite much.
Well, thank you so much, Robin. This looks amazing.
Thank you.
So people check it out. Remind me again, where can people find this game?
Game Found, late pledge. So you can late pledge. I think it is €5 more than compared with Kickstarter. So you not missed anything, and it will be shipped in May regarding our plans.
Awesome. Okay, and people can play if you're at Essen. You can play a demo of the game at Mindclash booth, which is in Hall
2.
Hall 2.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we'll have Mindclash again today, I think. Tomorrow, that's right, with Astra.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Robin, and I hope you're enjoying the fair so far.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. And we are waiting for our next game, which is from WizKids. It is Marvel Remix Fantasy Realms Deluxe Edition, and we'll have Michelle over here to explain everything about the game, and it looks already really beautiful on the table, and I'm really happy to have a lot of purple games today. Green and purple games is the theme of today's stream, I think. Okay. Hello, you're Michelle?
Yes.
I am Eleni. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And do we have the box of the games?
Yes, one's over here. The other I have in.
Awesome, because we can show it to people.
So I want to talk about 2 games we have upcoming today. One is released. One is a deluxe version of a game we've already had for a while. We have the Deluxe Edition of Fantasy Realms, which is previously last year's Spiel des Jahres nominee, Kenner Spiel des Jahres. And we have it all together in one box. It's the base game, the expansion, the 2 existing promos, all of the art on the existing cards is updated to match the expansion.
A little bit further,
yes. And it's all really beautiful.
It is.
The updated graphic design, but the same basic play. So the general idea of Fantasy Realms is that you're going to have a hand of 7 cards, and you're going to look at all of the bonuses that are included in there. Let me pull this one up here. this one includes some of the cards from the expansion.
So we're looking at Fantasy Realms at the
Yes.
moment. Okay.
Fantasy Realms, which is the boxes are separate, but Fantasy Realms is over here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll put it over there.
So you'll have the existing cards like Weathers, Beasts, as well as the new cards, which include Outsiders, Buildings, and all kinds of things. And how these interact in your hand, it has the base point value and then bonuses and penalties. For example, it will they're all thematic. Rainstorm will get bonuses with floods, but
Yes.
with blank flames. Most of it kind of makes sense. And at the end of you can either draw a card from the draw pile or pick up from a pool in the discard pile. And once the discard gets to 10, that's when the game is over and you score. It actually lasts 10, maybe 15 minutes before you score. So it's a great game between games, filler game. And it's honestly my most played game.
Really?
Of all, yeah. It's so easy to get home.
How long is the game?
10, maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes,
Depends
okay.
on, because as you draw from the pile and place one down, it expedites the game, but if everyone's pulling from the discard pile, it draws it out a little bit longer.
Right. So how would you characterize the mechanics, like in keywords?
It's a hand-building
Hands
game,
building.
and it's set collection, but it's
Okay.
not, get 10 hamburgers.
Right.
It's the sets that are built and the bonuses in between the cards.
All right.
And it also includes the expansion, which has Cursed Horde items that give a negative usually, but will let you do something interesting.
Okay. So this is included in
Yes.
the Deluxe Edition.
Yes, all of
Okay.
this is included, and the sleeves are included full color.
Oh,
And they have
nice.
different ones for the
And
the
shiny.
game and the as well as the expansion Cursed Horde cards. And there's a couple extra in case you break one.
Okay.
Going off of that,
Can
sorry.
people find this here at Spiel?
Yes.
Yes.
This is available. We actually have 2 booths. So it's available at our booth in Hall 2. It's E124. And we have it for sale today. It's €35.
Okay.
It's technically releasing everywhere next week, but we have it for sale here.
Awesome. So people that are not at Essen can also find it
Yes.
at the stores.
Yep.
Okay.
You can pre-order now through your store, through your website, and
All right.
you'll start seeing it starting like next Wednesday.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
That's
and
great to know.
Now, I paired this up with a second game. They're both very simple games, last 10-15 minutes, and they're based on the same core mechanic of hand building with that set collection. They're not. It's not a reskin, but Marvel Remix has been really great for us. It has the same hand building where you have a set of different cards with different bonuses and negatives that you're going to consider. For example, let's see. She-Hulk works
She-Hulk.
great with
Wow.
other heroes with a mutation symbol. You have 7, but the main difference is you have 7 cards in your hand. But one is going to be a villain. It has to be a villain, and you can't win unless you have a villain, because that's not interesting. Not interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And it does mean that the central pile that you're discarding into and drawing from can contain heroes, equipment, locations, as well as villains. You can take on a second villain if you want.
Right.
Up to you. It's a challenge. So I pulled out a hand that might have some cool mechanics in it with some popular characters. So if we go through the deck, I'll show you the couple types of cards. The main ones are heroes. Lots of those, lots of familiar faces with all art based on the comics. You'll have allies, which are sometimes they're a single person, sometimes it's.
Can I show
person.
some of the cards?
Absolutely. Are we not up there? I'm sorry.
Just to show it closer because I think they look great.
For sure. Pick your favorite hero.
I don't know. They're all great.
Yeah. Right now you're going through conditions. One of the most interesting is Worthy. And it interacts with Mjolnir, as well as some other cards that will have bonuses for that quality. You have locations, equipment, one more ally, and locations are interesting. Oh, maneuvers.
Maneuvers, okay.
This one literally is throw card, which I kind of have a Hulk themed hand right now.
There was one that I saw, like, this is
Berserk, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, so right now out, I have, one other thing that can happen is certain heroes will have, like, a condition that can flip them over, where usually, so obviously the most obvious example is Bruce Banner to Hulk, where if you have another another hero or condition with the toxic symbol, like I had She-Hulk out before, you can flip Hulk, in which case he's worth more, worth a different, there's a different number of symbols that can be used for other purposes and combos, as well as he happens to be worth more points, more base points.
Okay.
And there's a couple heroes with that condition. Some just, you know, start out as they are. But the art's really great. It's really easy to learn, and it plays so quickly.
It's like, again, 10 to 15 minutes? Or
10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yep. And both of these come with score pads, but either they already have the existing scoring app, or it'll be up very shortly.
Okay. And what is the player count? Did we mention that?
So each of these, I believe, they're 2 to 6, but the version of Fantasy Realms has a slight variation for the 2-player count, so it's hard to say whether to do you count it at 3 or 2, because instead of starting with 7, you draw up to 7.
Right.
So it is a little bit different.
Okay.
Just to keep it balanced.
All right. So can you remind us where people can find these games?
Yep. Both of these games are available today at our booth at Essen Spiel. It's Hall 2, booth E124.
Otherwise, they can get it from your website.
Yep. You can find it at your website or through your local game store.
Right.
On order.
I was trying to see if there's any questions from chat, but I cannot see anything at the moment. Is there any questions from chat? No, nothing. Okay.
Yeah, we find that, so even though they're based on the same mechanic, the Marvel Remix has a lot going for it that's different.
Right. Yeah, because there's, this is the second game in this sort of like
it's
family of games, or?
Yeah, it's one of I think it's, yes, the second thematic version.
Right.
So, and one thing that I think is really cool about it is that you're able to tell a story in the cards that you have. Like, you know, Bruce Banner and She-Hulk team up, and Bruce can transform into the Hulk because they can work together.
Okay.
Maybe who are their allies? The Dora Milaje, and they're fighting Hela. I don't know if they're well suited for it. Maybe Hulk throws a card to see what he can do. They bring in the X-Jet, and they're fighting and falling debris. But at the same time, I don't think Hela is a great match for this. But I see Abomination is out, and we have at least a couple fist symbols. So I think that would be, for one of my turns, I could pick up the Abomination and get rid of Hela. I think he'd be a little easier to defeat.
How many cards do you have on your hands?
You have 7 at all times, and ideally you should have 6 heroes, 1 villain. But if I see somebody else I can fight, I can easily put down, you know, maybe I'm not really using the X-Jet, so we'll put it away and we'll take on another villain.
Do you have a favorite villain?
I think a lot of times I wind up with Kingpin. I don't know why. He has to be fought in a city.
Okay.
And sometimes he's like a secondary one, but I don't know.
All right.
He's got a great face. Loki is interesting because most of the time the villains are big points with a negative, but you don't know what you're gonna get with Loki.
Okay.
You know, thematically.
And I like that.
Yeah.
And remix is sort of because it remixes all the villains. Is this what's the theme
all the
about?
villains,
Okay.
the heroes, and you can tell a little story if you want.
Right.
Or
right.
just do it for the highest point score.
Okay. All right. I think
Very much.
this is all about the games. I wanted to ask the Deluxe Edition of Fantasy Realms.
Yes.
What you mentioned the sleeves. This is what the Deluxe Edition adds.
Yes.
And
it's everything together plus the sleeves.
And the expansion.
Yes.
The difference to the previous edition. Okay.
Yep. The other thing is there's 2 promo cards that are included in this box.
All right. Okay. So we'll check them out. Fantasy Realms and Remix from WizKids. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the presentation and for
you so
your
much
time.
for having us.
I hope you're enjoying the game. and the Spiel.
It's a
and
great
I hope
show.
people are coming to your booth and getting the game. I saw it was pretty crowded before
Yes,
when I was there.
We're really happy. I think I'm pretty sure we're going to sell out of both of these. So that's a success. I'm so glad we're back this year. And so glad to come on to your hosting.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're moving on to the next game, which is from, again, Zwei Spiele and Freeman Friese. I just have a request for my awesome team over here. Sorry, we're back, and we're back with Friedemann Friese.
Hi.
And with the second game you are releasing this year.
Yeah.
And this is the German name, right?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
Fasanerie.
Fasanerie. Sounds French to me a little bit.
Yeah, it is. I think it is. It's a Fasanerie. It's like a place where these pheasants are located.
Okay.
And so it is from the part of the times. I think in German there was this part of the times where French was a very custom language to be in. So we have sans souci, which is the and there were a lot of French influences in this time, and I think Fasanerie comes from this. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a park where you have these birds,
Right.
and where you can go through and look at the birds in the cages.
And the English name Fancy Feathers.
Fancy
with
feathers.
2 F's.
Yes.
All right. So what is Fancy Feathers about?
The game is about collecting these birds. Yeah. And the best thing is learning by doing. So we're gonna play it now.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome!
Yeah.
Yes, the first game I'm gonna play.
Yeah. So this is the alley where these pheasants are to be caught. Yeah. And we are the guys who caught them. I do have the green one, of course. I gave you a red one, whatever.
Okay.
You could have other. Yeah.
Right.
The special part about the game: one box is for 2 players. If you want to play it with 4 players, you can buy 2 boxes. With 6 players, you can buy 3 boxes. So you can decide how many you want to buy depending on how many players you normally have. Or one couple can buy 1, the other can buy 2nd, and then if you meet, you can put them together.
All right.
So the idea is that there are 5, and you can choose which one you want to have. So you go forward. Yeah. This is a very easy one. It is just 3 victory points.
Okay.
Yeah. It is a bit more difficult. One is, this is always the minus here, it's -2, but if you have a pair, you get 5. This is, for the first you get -5, for the second 2 it's a -4, but if you have 3, you get 1 per each, so you get 3 points.
So
and if
we
you get,
already know that it's a set collection.
it is second set collection.
Okay.
This is a fart. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
pheasant fart. It is -3.
All
Yeah?
right.
And this is a one. If in the end you collected the least cards, you get 5 per card.
The least cards compared
some-
to other. Okay.
Compared to the other
yeah.
one. Yeah.
As in like
So you
not these cards, but all the cards.
all the cards.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And these cards are different cards, not in the deck right now, because we play 6 out of 12 swords every game.
Okay.
So you choose where to go. Yeah. You can take this because it is 3 points. Yeah. And whenever it's your turn, you take all the cards you are on and cards behind you.
All right. Let's say I
No,
take
you
this
don't
one.
take it. You put your marker on it.
I put the marker on it.
And now
Okay.
it's the person's turn who is last. So it's me.
Okay.
And after your turn, first of all, there has to be 5 cards in front of the first player. So we all have this. Therefore, I made some space there because we need a
Yeah.
long alley.
I
We
put
can
them
show
there
later?
because they're not visible after this
Okay.
point.
Yeah, and we can come back later to it,
Okay.
or we just circle it better here this
Yeah.
way. So now I'm gonna go here, yeah? And we get 2 more cards here. I could explain the last one here. This is just a card where you have 1, you get 3. If you have 2 cards, you get 6, and after that you lower your score. So optimum is 2, and whatever is more, even it goes into the negative.
Right.
So it's your turn. You get this card and put it under your person, and now choose where to go. Yeah?
Okay. We have to put them a bit further
Yeah.
because I don't think people see them.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Good.
So now I choose. I can choose any of those, right?
Yes.
Okay. I would.
If you do not choose this, on my turn I will get both cards. Because because I'm the last and get all the cards behind me and the card I'm on.
Oh. Okay. I'm intrigued with this one. I would go. with
You go
this
there?
one. Or maybe I should take this
Yes.
one.
And
Yeah.
then now it's your turn again. You get this card.
Because I'm last.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have your turn again.
Then I'll go here.
So, okay, now it's my turn. Oh, we have 5 cards in front. So I get this, yeah? I don't want to have this one. I will give it to you. I'm so nice. I'm so kind.
Oh
yeah?
no! So now I have to get this.
So I go there for a second one of these because I want to collect these.
Right. So I'm
cards.
getting the
Oh,
card.
no, first of all, we have to put this. Yeah? I already played this, okay? It's not fair, but okay. So, now you get these cards. Yeah?
Okay.
And you're here.
And
now-
it's me again.
Yeah, it's you again.
Let's see. I don't remember what you already have. I think I should have remembered.
Yeah. I only have 1 card. It's quite easy. It's
That's
one of these
true.
cards.
Okay.
So you can go there to get both of these, but on the other hand, it could be minus in the end if you get too many of these.
Right. Okay.
I just
but
warn you.
so far it's
okay for you?
Yeah.
So you get this. Yeah?
However, no. Because because I've already have more cards than you,
Yes.
and I already have one of these
Yeah,
cards, so
yeah.
it doesn't make sense for me to get
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
So I'll go there.
Okay, yeah, it's a good point. It's only 2. Yeah, the
Yeah.
other one was 3, but yeah, and this is only 2 minus. Yeah. So we have another 1, 3 here. Very good. Yeah. So I get all these stuff. Yeah. And of course, I'm interested in this card. I go there, take it. Yeah. Because and this one is again a problem with this. I don't want to have, but I already have one of these, which is also not very good. So I think I'm gonna go here.
Okay, then I have to get this.
Yes, it's good.
And then it's good. And I play again.
And 6 cards are out, so we cannot count what could be in. So there were 6 random cards out.
Right.
There are normally 6 per color or per sort.
Yeah. I will go here.
Oh, this was very, very nice. No, it was not very nice because I'm gonna get this, but it's okay.
That's true.
Oh, we need one more card here. And I'm gonna get one here. I think it's okay. It's +3 -2, it's okay.
All right.
So you're gonna get
so
this.
I'm taking
Oh,
this.
yeah, we should do this.
And I don't want to get this. So maybe. Oh, I don't remember. Can I look at my cards?
Yes, of course, and it's open that I have 6. Yeah?
Right.
I do have 6.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to get this one.
Yeah, you need a pair of this to be big
Yeah.
in points. Yeah,
I'll
it's
go
okay.
there.
So I'm gonna get this, but it's only it's even plus. It's
yeah,
okay, yeah. But
consolation.
I'm interested in here, no matter what cards come up here. What is before? Okay.
All right. Then, okay, but that's 0.
It's 0. It's no
It's
problem. You
alright.
can take as many as you like.
Yeah.
Of them. It's just like
And I would go. Let's see. I have 1 red. Okay. Then I definitely. Oh, I would go here then.
okay. I'm gonna get this card, and I want to see what cards show up here. Oh. But it's okay.
Okay,
I
guess
give it to you.
this looks good for me. I don't know if there is a
It's
trap.
the third red one.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I could have gotten. Oh, that's true.
You had 6 with 2, and now you only have 3.
That's
It's
true, I
okay,
didn't
but you
notice.
get
Yeah.
It's okay.
I get +1.
Yeah.
So. Oh, and I place it somewhere. So with this one, if I get more than 2,
Every pair is
every
5.
pair. I'll go there.
Okay. We get a new card here. I'm gonna get this card, which is kind of good. And I'm gonna go here. Oh. No. It's a short game, you need to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get this.
Yes?
I love how easy it is to play. to know the rules at least.
Yeah.
I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. But if I go further, I'll get all of them. So
It depends on what I'm doing.
that's true.
And yeah. This is the last card here. Okay.
I will. Oh. But if I go all the way to here, let's say.
I could get everything there.
Yeah,
But you couldn't get it anyways.
I'll
too.
go there.
But okay, now I could leave the game if I want to, but I don't want to. Because I'm still interested
You have
in
some
some of
points
these
to
cards.
gain.
This is interesting too for me, but it's
Yeah.
even worse for you, so it's okay.
Oh, oh no,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't.
for you.
I should have gone all the way there. Now that I realize, damn it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. I do understand that. So this is 0, so I'll just go.
Yeah.
So, I do have, how many cards I have? I have 13. Yeah, for this. How many do you have? Just for the record. It's more, huh?
16, 17.
Yeah. So these both are 10 points for me. Yeah? These 5 cards are 15 points. I already played, I designed it, okay? I have a pair of these, which is a 5. Yeah. Oh, I have an additional one for 15. And I have 3 points here, 3 points, and only -2.
So
Yeah, I think so.
I don't need even to count my
You
points.
could
like-
count it, but yeah.
All right, this is 0.
Yeah.
This is 0. I expect to get 0, to be honest, if I don't get minus. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
This is 0. I'm
Whoa!
doing great. Okay.
This
This is 5
this
at
is
least.
5.
5, 6.
Yeah. 0.
0. 8. 0.
Yeah.
0.
And -2. So 6.
No. Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
I'm at
okay.
39, okay?
Right.
Yeah, it's 15. 30,
Now I want to play
35.
again, you know, because
yeah.
I've seen
I
it.
do understand it.
I do,
Just
yeah.
that easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have 6 different more cards. This one is if you get only 1, you have a minus of 10, and if you get more, you get additional points. Here you get points for diversity. It's a mirror. How many different swords you have, except of the mirror,
Right.
is worse. These is square numbers. Yeah. And now the interesting part could be interesting for you. If you get the fox, you can get rid of 1 card.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be interesting for
Or
me.
if
yeah.
you do this trap, the next person on turn will get -1.
Okay.
Yeah, so you give it to the person whose turn is. And this is it's a bit more tricky. If you have this card and no 3s and 5s, it's 7. But if you have a 5, then the 5 rules, so it's 5 points.
Yeah.
This is 0. Yeah. If you have this, all these cards are 0, and this is only 3.
Right.
So you try to get these without getting these.
Okay. Wow.
This is the game.
I love it. I would play again. And how would it work with more people? You said you need another box.
Yeah, you need another box.
But
There
you
is in
have
every
a
box.
bigger.
You can make a circle and circle and circle, so it does not matter. Yeah. And you have stickers for the other. You have wooden chips, 2 wooden chips in each box, so you can sticker it. And in every box there are these cards. So you will have a lot of these cards left over. But it's,
Okay. And is there an upper limit to how many players can play?
we have 6 because of the stickers.
Okay.
But if you have more,
It's up to the players.
yeah,
to...
depending if you can, write a picture on the sticker and play it with 7 or 8.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so people can buy fancy feathers here at Essen, right?
Yeah, tomorrow we have more. We have sold out by now, but we get more tomorrow.
Right. And that's fantastic. And how? What is the price?
It is 10, and you get 2 copies for 15 as a promo. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to get one now. That's fantastic. And thank you so much for showing it to us, and also for offering me the chance to play something. I haven't played anything so far, and it was
Sorry,
super
I just
nice.
know the game.
You know the game really well. Yeah, I mean, I knew it from the start, but still, it was fun. I hope you enjoy the fair.
Yeah.
People can find you in which hall?
3.
3. And people that are not here at Essen, can they buy the game somehow or order it from your website, or I don't know?
Today they're out. Tomorrow we have another copies. I hope so enough. I don't know.
No, I mean for retailers and
retailers can get. It's just normal. We have the in Germany we have the Spiel direct where the retailers can buy, and the retailers will buy it. And it's already in the shops. We had it was produced 2 weeks ago, and we already sell it in the shops.
Awesome, and it's available in English and German.
It is the bilingual version, and as well there will be an US version.
You don't really need. I mean, it's language independent.
It is absolutely language independent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was great to meet you. Thank you so much. And we're moving on to the next game, which I have played already. I know the game because I did a preview for it for the Kickstarter campaign. It's a very, very special economic game. And we're gonna have the designers with us. It's Hegemony, lead your class to victory. And yeah, we don't have the boards so far, but we have all the other components as far as I can see. And we'll have with us Vangelis Payatakis. How are you, Vangelis? Nice to see you.
Great to see you again.
Sorry. Yes, you can have a seat. And also Varnavas. Nice to meet you. The first time I meet you in person, actually. Very nice to see you. And we have here Hegemony. Do you guys have the cover of the game?
Yes.
The box?
This is the box.
Yeah. Hegemony, lead your class to victory. And this is made by both of you. And could you tell us a little bit about the game? I mean, I just said to the chat that I have played the game, I've made a video about it, but what would you say to people who have not heard of it?
Okay, so Hegemony is a card-driven, asymmetric, politico-economic game for 2 to 4 players.
Yes.
And it simulates a whole nation and puts the players in the roles of different socio-economic groups. Mm-hmm. So you have the working class, the middle class, the capitalist class, and the state itself.
Right.
What's the characteristic of the game is that each of those groups plays very differently.
Yes.
It's completely
it's an
different.
Asymmetric game.
It's very asymmetric.
Yeah.
However, everything that you do affects everybody else.
Right.
And they have to find, the balance between trying to pursue their own agenda, while at the same time being surrounded by everybody else and having to cooperate, sometimes with one group, sometimes with the other group, in order to pursue what you want to achieve.
Right. And what would you say are the basic mechanics in the game?
So it's card-driven. So you have your cards, and on your round you have a card, and you can choose either to do the effect that is written on the card itself. Here are some.
We can show that. Yeah. We can show that to the camera.
For example,
Awesome, yeah.
There's
Proletarians of the world unite. Okay.
Okay, so this is a card for the working class,
working
for
class,
example.
yes.
Each class has its own deck, and the cards are very thematic, and they resolve around the cards and what it wants to pursue. And so, for example, the working class, what it wants to do is make sure that its people can cover their basic needs, like everybody has food, they have education, health, and even, if possible, even luxury, like entertainment and such.
Yes.
So that's its goal. That's what it's trying. This is what it is trying to achieve, and this is what it gains points for.
The prosperity.
Exactly. So it wants to increase the prosperity of its people, and it has also the option of doing some trade unions. The power of the working class is that it controls the workers. They are the driving force behind all the industries in the game. Without the workers, none of the companies can operate.
Yeah.
So this is the power of the working class. The working class can also do strikes, it can do demonstrations, it has ways to get what it wants.
These are the different types of workers.
Exactly.
Right?
So you have skilled and unskilled workers. The colored ones are skilled in different industries like agricultural, medical, or education. And the gray ones are unskilled workers. At the same time, there are workers also in the middle class, which different shape. The middle class also wants to achieve prosperity for its people. The board is the yellow one.
It's this one, yeah.
However, the needs of the middle class are kind of different. So they're used to a better standard of living. So it needs to increase the prosperity even more compared to the working class. However, the middle class has the benefit that it can also build companies of its own, and some of the things that it needs, it can also produce itself. So the middle class can produce food, can produce health, perhaps not in the quantities that it actually wants, but it can cover a big part of what it needs. On the other hand of the spectrum, we have the capitalist class, which has a very simple goal: to make as much profit as possible.
Right.
So this is the player board of the capitalist class. So
For
the
them,
driving
it's
force.
not prosperity; it's just
So
money.
it doesn't have any prosperity. It has a wealth track, which it tries to increase it every round. It has some money that goes to its revenue. It transfers the revenue to its capital, and it scores based on its capital every round. So the goal is very simple: try to make as much money as possible. So the capitalist class will build companies, will make business deals. So it will try to make deals with the state, perhaps, and at the same time, it wants to maximize its profits. So it will go at great lengths to minimize the profits of the working class. For example, it will attempt to lower the wages. It will try to get better taxation. So all these things are very integrated in the game because at its core we have a set of policies that govern the whole nation. The board is too big.
Yes, there is a board, but
at least we can show the corner.
Oh yeah, that's great.
So here you can see some of the policies that we have in the game. So we have labor market, we have taxation, like healthcare and education. Each party is trying to change those policies in the game. They determine what the rules are as we play. So if you have labor market, translates into the game that what's the minimum allowable salary that you can give. So the working class wants a socialist policy, meaning that it has high wages. The minimum allowable wage is very high.
Right.
The capitalist class obviously wants the exact opposite. He wants a neoliberal policy where the wages are as low as possible. So similarly with taxation, you have socialist taxation and neoliberal on the other hand.
Right.
The capitalist wants to be taxed as low as possible.
The capitalists want to be on this spectrum?
Yes,
or?
so the capitalists want to be on the right, and the working class wants to be on the left. You have this socialism to neoliberalism, and for the other two policies, this is a different axis, basically, and you have from globalism to nationalism.
Yeah.
I think it's. Perhaps we can.
So it's
like
Oh
this.
yeah.
Okay, so as you can see here, we have a different polar axis, so from globalism to nationalism. And we also have foreign trade and immigration, like do we have open borders, do we allow immigrants in, or do we close them completely? And obviously if you have open borders, the population of each class increases, so they have a bigger working force, but they also have more expenses, like it costs more to feed the entire class and to cover the needs. On the other hand, if you have closed borders, you have smaller workforce, but you may also not be able to do enough of what you want.
All right. So what would you say are the, like in keywords, the main mechanics of the game?
Card selection.
Card selection.
We also have bidding during the. So
can you tell us
for
a
all
little bit
these
about that?
policies, the way that the game works is these policies change all the time. So the players can propose, like let's say for example that taxation is here. A player may propose that it goes to a different. See if I have. Sorry. So this is how you mark one of the policies.
What you propose to do.
So, and I propose that it changes and goes here. And at some time we're going to go to the elections, and we use this cloth bag, which is filled with cubes from the players.
Yes.
So we draw cubes, we draw 5 cubes, and depending on what each of the roles wants, we determine the outcome. Like, let's say for example that the working class and the middle class, they are against, and the capitalist is in favor. So the players can also spend influence, one of the resources in the game, to change the effect of the vote. And depending on the final outcome, the policy will either remain where it is or it will go here. So the bidding part comes from the influence that the players use, because each player announces the influence they have, they put it in their hand and secretly decide how much they want to spend, and they use it to do the actual voting.
Right.
So beyond that, you have some basic actions that each player can do. So effectively, you either do what the card says, or you do one of the basic actions. So these are the basic mechanics of the game.
Right. And how many players can play this game?
So the main game is for 2 to 4 players. With 2 players, you have the battle between the working class and the capitalist class. In 3-player count, you add the middle class, and with 4 players, the state itself becomes a player.
We have the state's board, I think.
Yes.
Somewhere here.
Last one. So the state plays a very different role. It tries to keep everybody happy.
Okay.
So not the easiest thing to do.
Not the easiest thing, yeah.
Then it also, in doing so, it has to spend a lot of its own resources, mainly money, but it runs into the problem that it may go into default, because the country must have enough money to cover its own needs, like the wages of the people in public companies. So you have to balance providing things to the other classes versus having enough money to cover the needs and all the things. And it also needs to address certain events that take place, for example, like pandemic or civil unrest or fear of deflation. These are state issues, events that take place, and the state player needs to address those issues, at the same time trying to keep everybody happy, at the same time trying to make sure it doesn't go into default.
So my understanding is that you guys work together in this, and Varnavas is an economist, right?
Yes, I'm political scientist.
Political scientist, yeah. You had the idea behind the game, or was it? How did you work together on the game? Like,
actually, a couple of years ago, I was a master student.
Okay.
And then the idea came to me. Why not to design a board game to link education with entertainment?
Right.
I started to design the whole game, and at that time I met Evangelis, and then we collaborate. I am the political scientist of the team. Evangelis is the game designer. So
you translated your idea into game mechanics.
Correct, exactly.
And, right.
It took a lot. It took many hours. Discussions back and forth, because it is a very complicated subject.
Yes.
Because the concept
as well.
Yes, the concept was very nice. It intrigued me right from the start.
Yeah.
But when we tried to put it, on the board, we realized that there were so many things that we had to answer, and lots of them were ending up by being too complicated to put into a board game.
Yeah.
So we constantly tried to find the best way possible to make it a fun and exciting board game, while keeping this educational value that Varnavas wanted. We wanted players playing the game to get a better understanding of how the world around us works.
Yes.
And I think we have succeeded because we've reached a point where even in our discussions we use hegemony to talk about what happens in the real world.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so
yeah, I totally agree with that. My background is in economics, but it's not like my passion or anything. So this game really had me seeing economy with eyes that, everything is much more simplified in my head now. Like, it makes sense. Everything is connected, and I think this should be like in schools and stuff. Like, people can get a better understanding of how it all works. And you've done a fantastic job, both of you. Congratulations on the game. And it did really well on Kickstarter as well, right?
Yes.
And where can people find the game here at Essen?
So our booth is 5E130. So we don't have the game available to sell right now. It's being in production right now. So we have it for demo. Anyone listening can come at the booth and give it a try, play the game, see for themselves. And if all goes well, in the next few months, the game will be sent to the backers, and will then go into retail
as well.
Okay. And I also saw these two boxes over here.
So the stretch goals that were generated during the campaign, we put them in the box. They will go into retail after the campaign is fulfilled. So anyone wanting to buy them, he can get them as a separate expansion. So this one adds automas for the 3 classes, and it allows you to play the game solo.
Can I open it?
Yes. And even to try different combinations.
Automas is
AIs. I mean, like
AI. Yes. Okay.
So this is an example of the AI cards that give you instructions to the bot playing the game, like what to do, and so you can play on your own and try different roles, or you can play different player counts than the ones in the main game.
Right.
And there are also 3 or 4 mini expansions included, like some alternate way to play the events, or some hidden agendas, like secret objectives for the players, and that sort of thing.
So that's a question for both of you. What kind of players you think will enjoy Hegemony?
Players playing.
Let's start from the beginning. For sure, medium to heavy board gamers, but they will enjoy deep games with a deep strategy, and they want to make calculated decisions. Apart of that, of course, people that they like politics, or they like the interaction in the table with their friends or relatives.
Right. There's a lot of interaction.
It generates a lot of discussions, this game.
Yes.
And it also generates, this amazed me personally, a lot of role playing when you play. You hear a lot of famous quotes from politicians, it flows naturally when you are playing, that you'll start quoting what politicians actually say.
Yeah. And independently of your role, like if you're the working class or the capitalist class, independently of what you believe, you get into the role very easily. Like, you enjoy each role. And
so this is the other. This was an add-on during the campaign. It's also a mini expansion. This is called historical events, and it adds actual historical events to the game. So you can have like the French Revolution or the American Revolution, and you show in the game how these affected society.
Can we show them here? Yes.
So, and these are separated by era. So for the setup, we have 18th century and 19th century, and then we go to early 20th century, like World War I, Russian Revolution, Spanish flu. For the second round, we have Great Depression, like World War II, Bengal famine, foundation
Wow.
yet.
Mainly all the
So people,
historical
aside
events.
from politics and economics, they can learn history. So,
Like, and
do they like?
it helps. This is also a very good educational tool
Right.
because it shows you in the game. So if you have a basic understanding of the game, just by looking at this card, you understand how it affected society. So okay, so it changed this politics to that spectrum. Like it did this for the people. It helped them in those ways. It's very good. I personally learned a lot of things by
Right.
discussing these cards with Varnavas, and we even
Yeah.
have recent events like European debt crisis or US financial crisis.
Oh,
And you can-
2007, 2008?
Yeah, and you can
Okay.
see the difference in how each one dealt with its crisis. Like
Right. Wow, that's
dissolution of the
amazing.
Soviet Union, for example, Maastricht Treaty,
right.
and it's very interesting.
Well done, guys. That's amazing.
Thank you very
wow.
much.
All right, so go check out their game. People that are not at Essen, where can they find the game? Maybe not now, but eventually.
They can find game through our pledge manager.
The pledge manager is still
And-
open.
Yes.
Okay.
And after that, they can pre-order
retail.
their book. Yes.
All right.
And from our own
we also-
website.
Well, there is hegemonygame.com. It's
Okay.
very easy. hegemonygame.com.
.com.
And,
And
you
what
can find more.
languages? English.
So, besides English, we're going to have French, German,
Spanish,
Spanish,
Polish,
Portuguese.
Russian, Chinese, and Korean.
Wow. Okay. So everybody can play this game. That's awesome. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for
Thank
the
you very much
presentation.
for
Enjoy
doing
the fair, and good
You
luck
too as well.
with the game. I hope everything goes
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you very much.
And we are moving on to the next game. But before we move on to the next game, we should do a 2 minutes break just to get some water and stretch a little bit over here. And I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay. And we are back. We have here with us Cranio Creations, Giuliano and Ariana, right?
Yes.
And they're going to talk about my Shelfie for now, and then we have 2 more games they want to show us. This looks amazing. I want to show it to the camera as well. This is supposed to be like a living room, or This is like your living room?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah, basically the concept is that you have moved into a new house and you want to organize your bookshelf.
Right.
So you have the living room in the middle of the table.
Uh-huh.
So this is the board where you pick item from.
And I show this because I love it. The little chair.
The chair is for the first player token.
Okay.
So, and each player has their own bookshelf they want to fill with different items.
Right.
So the rules are pretty simple. So there is one simple rule for picking tiles from the center. In your turn you can pick 1, 2 or 3 tiles in the same turn. If you take more than one, they have to be in the same line. Okay, so you cannot take these 3, you can take these 2, but not these 3, because all the tiles that you pick must have at least one side open at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
So for example, in this case I can pick this, I can pick this, but I cannot pick these 3 because this one is blocked so, for now.
Right.
Once you pick the tiles, you have to drop them into your display into one single column. Of course, you can decide the order, and it's work like that.
Okay. So like a score for
Exactly.
sort of a thing, yeah. Okay.
So that the concept is the same. You will drop 6 different colored tiles into your personal display.
Yes.
So the concept is that each player try to make the best collection of items. In the end of the game, you will have 3 different ways to score points. So the first one is a secret personal goal card, and it tells you specific space for specific color.
Okay.
So the more space you match, the more points you get.
Okay.
This is the first way to score points.
I don't know if people can see it. Let me show it over here. Okay.
The second way is a race for common goals. So we have 12 different cards inside the game, but you will play only with 2 of them. So the first player who reaches that goal score more points than the second, and so on. So for example, this goal says 2 completed columns made of tiles of different colors. This one says 2 completed square made of the same color. At the end of the game, you will also score points for groups of tiles of the same color connected into your bookshelf.
Yeah.
So again, the larger the groups, the more points you score. The first player who fill the display completely trigger the end of the game. That player also score 1 additional point. You end the round up to the first player, and then you score. You make the final scoring. So the concept of this game is a family game, of course. Very simple rules, as you have seen, but it's a little bit tricky, and it can be considered also a filler for gamers because the rules for picking tiles it's very challenging because you of course try to make the best out of your display, but you don't want the next player has items available for their next pick, and also you try to make the best out of the 3 combination of scoring mechanism.
How many players can play this? Did we say?
Up to 4. It's
Up
2 to 4.
Okay. And how long is the game?
It's less than half an hour.
Okay.
So it's a pretty fast game, but again, pretty challenging if you want to score more points.
I love that Cranio Creations you guys make heavy games, but you also make light games equally well, right?
Thanks.
You have like
Thanks.
these 2 different
definitely
outlets.
we have opened our range of games into our catalog. So we now also do party games, as you will see in a minute.
Okay.
But we are trying to make in all the range of categories good games.
Yes, I think so too. And I have a question from actually the team of CGE.
Okay.
We heard that some CGE games made it into the game.
Yes.
Is that true? Can you show us?
Sure. The 6 categories of items are, as you see, cats, plants, portraits, books, or for example awards, but one item is board games that you can put into your bookshelf. And actually we asked permission to many publishers and CGE as well to use their game inside.
I didn't notice
in
that.
this tile, for example, you will see Sagrada, Carcassonne, but also Codenames.
Yeah, the Codenames is here. Awesome. It's a very nice touch.
So yeah, it's a pretty fancy component inside the game, and
That's cool.
a good catch for gamers.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can put in your bookshelf.
Yeah.
Apparently. All right. Okay, so people can find my Shelfie. You're selling it here?
Yes,
at
we
Essen?
just released the game here, so
Okay.
in our booth here. But in the next few months there will be a worldwide release. Most probably in the
Alright.
first month of 2023. We have deals in many countries for different localizations.
Right, and this is language independent, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. The language is only in the rules and on the box.
All right. This is really beautiful. Go check it out, guys, if you are at Essen. Otherwise, wait for the worldwide release to get it. Which hall are you guys here?
In hall 5, and the
five?
booth is A105.
A105. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't have any more questions from chat. So I guess we can move on to the next games,
Sure.
which are here. So we just have to remove these.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Okay. And is this yours?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the bag of the tiles. So once you
Uh-huh.
empty the living room, you just draw new tiles
Right.
for the next round.
Okay. That's cool. And which one is the next game? Sbam. Okay.
This is a party game. It's a Royal Rumble between wrestlers.
Uh-huh.
And basically, you have to fight between with your opponent on the right and on your left.
Uh-huh.
Those are the ropes that separate.
Oh, this is the
players.
ring.
Yes.
The ring.
Yes.
Okay. So where do we place those?
This
So-
is up to 6 players.
Uh-huh.
Assuming that we are playing a 3-players game,
Uh-huh.
we will sit in a circle, and this will be placed between each player.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So assuming you will go there.
Someone else here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You have a main deck, and you play at the same time. All players play cards at the same time. You always have 3 cards in your hand, and you just play one. You decide where, on the left or on the right,
okay.
and then pick another one. So you just
Right.
play and pick, and each players have to do that.
So
And-
it's a fast-paced
yes,
sort of.
yes.
And you're fighting simultaneously to different
Yes.
opponents.
Yes.
Okay.
Very quick.
Wow.
And,
I'm gonna get some cards as well.
As soon as one player
Uh-huh.
play this Sbam card, is one,
Uh-huh.
trigger the end of the round. So you just check each match, and you see the dominant color on the card, but you have to remove the same. If you played the one card twice, is removed. Okay, so in this case, for example, the dominant color on the card.
I think we need to move these a little bit to the front
Okay.
so people can see it. Yes.
In this case, the dominant color is yellow, so you just count 3 against 1. So the winner is this one,
Oh, okay.
and the player who lost take 1 damage token.
Right.
And you do that for
Each
every
player,
match. And then you start again. Okay. But besides those basic cards, the 3 color card. You have 3 special cards. For example, this one allow you to keep the couples of same card.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't eliminate it. This one add to the count also the yellow card, for example, and this one eliminates the blue ones. Then you have also the 1 card that eliminates the 3 cards. Okay. And as soon as you gain 5 damage tokens, you are out of the game, and all the other players continue without you.
Oh, so there is player
So
elimination.
Yes, the last one is the winner.
Okay. How many cards do you play? Like when does a round end?
When a player plays
when
one
he
or
plays
more Sbam
Sbam.
cards. So
Oh, okay.
the duration of the round depends on when a player plays this card. So it can be very
be-
fast,
yes.
very fast, just a few seconds sometimes. Sometimes it can last like a minute or a minute and a half.
And in general, it says on the books 20 minutes on average.
On average, yeah.
On average.
Usually
okay.
less. Depending,
Okay.
it depends by the number of players.
Right. Okay. So this is supposed to be like an energizing game, I guess.
Yes.
Something you
Yeah.
play to get
Yeah,
worked
because
up.
it's really quick, but you have to focus on which card that you are playing.
Yeah. Okay.
But since it's very fast, you cannot control everything.
Yes.
Right.
So it happens often that you play, for example, the same card that will not be calculated, or you think you are going to win because you play a lot of red colors, but then the other players play the cards that cancel all the colors.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a little bit chaotic.
It is.
But,
It sounds like it. Yeah.
But still super fun.
Yeah. I would love to try it actually. Maybe I'll come by your booth at some point.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
should.
Actually, at our booth, we have a dedicated table to Sbam with actual ropes around the table to recreate the
Wow.
ring effect.
Wow, I love that. And I love like the humor of the illustrations. It's quite funny. I like it.
Yeah, we went for a comic vintage
Yeah,
style.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Right. So we can move on to pick it up.
Yeah, the
maybe?
next, the last new release that we have for this year, it's Pick It Up, the treasure hunt inside your house.
The treasure hunt inside your house. Okay.
Okay.
What does that mean?
It means that usually when you do a treasure hunt, you have to set up for a very long time, hiding objects around. In this case, all the objects that you want to find are already around you, inside your house or your friend's house. And the deck of cards you play with tells you which type of object you want to find. Okay, so each player starts the game with a deck of personal cards, divided into 3 different levels, 3, 2, and 1. This level is also the score you get at the end of the game.
Okay.
So let's say this is your deck, this is my deck, and this is Ariana's deck.
Okay.
Again, this is a party game for children and families. It's played simultaneously at the same time, so all the players, when we decide to start, we draw the first card of our deck. And
Everybody
then
looks at them, or okay.
you can look at them, I don't care what you draw.
Okay.
Then we have to run around the house, so we leave the table and we go out
Oh.
searching for an object that
Okay.
matches the requirement of the cards.
All right.
So for example, in your case, you must find an orange and a thick object.
Okay.
I have to find a green soft object, and Ariana has to find a black round object.
All right.
As soon as you find the relevant object, you have to pick it up, bring it to the table, place it next to this card, and then you can draw the next card.
Okay.
Okay. So again, it's a pretty chaotic game, played in real time. It's also a sport game because you move a lot.
You get up the couch and do something, yeah.
Exactly.
Is this like electronics?
A rough object.
Rough.
A rough, a smooth, a squared object. Basically, we have just 6 icons that represent physical properties. Then we have colors.
And letters.
On the second level card, you have a letter, which is the starting letter of the name of the object you find.
Okay.
Okay.
It becomes harder.
So it becomes harder, and it becomes a little more creative because you can give different names to objects.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And in the last value of card, you have a combination of a letter and an icon. So harder and harder.
Right.
As soon as a player finishes their deck, the game ends. And then you have to discuss with the other player to convince them of the justness of your matchings. Okay, so again, since the game is pretty creative in creating the combination, you have to convince the other player that your combination are correct.
Right. Okay.
And for each correct combination, you score the points on the cards, and the player who score more points win the game.
Right. That's a very creative game, and I think there's not a lot of games that you can play with younger audiences, and this is one of them that you can play with your entire family.
Absolutely.
And do something, fun together.
Yeah, and also for those kids especially who doesn't want to sit on the table for half an hour.
Exactly.
In this case, you keep them
true.
active.
That's true.
But also with a focus. So
Yeah. Nice. So this is like also a 20 minutes game.
yeah, most.
Right. For 2 to 6. I see.
2 to 6
I see the box
players.
is not like I know things.
Yeah.
But I see it from the box. Okay, so people can find this again in your booth.
Yes.
This is one of your Essen releases, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. And remind me again, where can people find this here at Essen?
In Hall 5, in booth A105.
Okay. And if they're not here, if they're not at Essen, where can people get your games?
We just opened our website for direct purchases online for our English version of the games.
All right.
So you can check craniocreations.com or Cranio International. I don't remember the website.
Okay.
Craniointernational.com. So you can find all our titles there. And also some promos of all our games. So we are creating a community online, which is called Cranio Heroes.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about this. Okay.
Yes, it's a community. You just sign up on our website, so you have access to some exclusive content for our games. So special cards, promos, tiles for all our existing games, but also T-shirts and some other fun contents. So we are trying to creating a community around our brand, and so here in Essen or online from next week.
Okay, this is really nice. Go check it out, guys. They're really colorful, really fun games, and thank you so much for presenting them to us.
Thank you for hosting us.
I hope you're enjoying the fair.
Yes, we do.
Yes. It's been super busy today, but I think we're expecting more people to come in the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Usually Thursday is the day for gamers, so the people that have a list of games that they want. The weekend is more for families, but definitely the crowd here is at the same level of before the pandemic.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Yes, and enjoy the fair. and we'll continue with the next game from Devir.
Thank you again.
Thank you. It was super nice to meet you guys.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for creating this opportunity.
Yeah,
was
I
a
mean, it
very-
wasn't my
very-
idea, it was CGE's idea, but I am enjoying it very much. I was also saying that yesterday to chat because I don't get the chance to go around and see games
Sure.
so much. So it's great when they bring it to me and I can, check them out close up.
Are you the only person standing in front of the camera all day long?
Yes.
Okay,
but,
so good
yeah.
luck.
Thank you so much. So now we have the next game from Devir, which is Lacrimosa, and I was very, very excited to get to know about this. This is also one of the hottest games this year at Essen, and it's also super beautiful. And I don't know if you guys can see the board yet, but it looks super exciting. And we are going to have. Hello.
Hi,
I am Eleni. Nice to
Eleni?
meet you.
Nice to
Eleni,
meet you.
yes. Oh, it looks so beautiful. Look at this. Yeah, it's one of the games I was very excited to get to know about.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yep.
So there's not going to be space for if I go off of the board, is there?
Up to here, I think people can see.
Okay. Let's see. So we need to rearrange this just a little bit then,
Okay.
because sorry,
Yes.
because this is a player board and I'll need access to this.
All right. You've got this.
And these cards I'll need, and then we want to move this over here like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This should look okay now. People can see it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Awesome. And I just want to show people the cover.
Sure.
Who is the artist?
Oh, I don't know.
It's beautiful though.
Jared Blando.
Janet Blando.
Jared
Janet
Blando.
Blando.
Blando. Okay.
Janet
this,
Blando.
Jared Blando.
This looks amazing.
Okay.
Y la portada, bueno, tienes ahí. La portada es Enrique Corominas.
Enrique Corominos?
La portada, the cover.
Okay.
Ah, okay. The cover is from Enrique Corominas. All right. So, what is Lacrimosa? Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. So the basic idea is that after Mozart has died, his
Right.
Requiem remained unfinished. So his widow Constance decided that she needed the money that he was owed for the completion of the Requiem.
Okay.
And so she wanted to hire people to complete it on his behalf. So that's based in real history, right?
Right.
In the game, Constance has solicited the help of some of Mozart's former patrons, who are the players, to hire composers to contribute to the Requiem, or to travel around to Europe and speak with people that Mozart had spoken with during his travels to recreate memories, perform, buy and perform opuses, and things like that. So in the game, you've got your main board areas. These are your memory cards. And I'll explain how a lot of this works in a little bit. So you've got your memory cards here and your opus cards. You've got the travel area, which is your map.
Yeah. These are the memory cards.
Okay. The travel area, which is your map here. Mozart's going to start here. And you've got your Requiem area, okay, which is where you're going to contribute some of these notes here, 8th notes and 16th notes.
You're composing.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of an area control mechanism here that takes place at the end of the game.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you've also got your player board here. On your player board, you have the notes that you're going to contribute to the Requiem. You've got this little money tracker that gives you money and victory points at the end of each round.
I guess we can put it,
Can we put it, yeah?
like here.
Yeah, sure.
I can hold it.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, great. And you've got your story track. There are 3 different story tracks. black, red, and white, and they all correspond to different sections of the board. So, for example, and these are resources. So you're going to use your white resources to contribute to the Requiem, your red resources to travel, and your black resources to acquire cards.
Right. Okay.
Now, during your turn, every player is going to start with a deck of 9 cards, plus 1 opus. And the cards allow you to do different things. A round consists of 4 turns. So on my turn, I'm going to draw 4 cards, and these will, let's say that I got, just so they're different, this one and this one. Okay, perfect. On my first turn, I'll draw 4 cards, okay? And the cards will tell me different actions that I can take during the game. But you notice they're two-sided. One is to take an action and another is to give a resource. So what I'll do on my turn is I will, let's say I want to take an action. So I'm going to go here, I'll slide this in here, like this. And that means I'm going to take the travel action.
Okay.
Okay. And so then I can go to the map here and decide where I want to move Mozart, paying the coins. Let's say I want to go here for this tile. I'll have to pay 1 red from my story track. And then I get this tile, I get this reward, which is for every specific type of religious opus that I have, I get to advance 2 on the money track, essentially, right? And this tile gets discarded. Another thing, and then with one of the other cards in my hand, on that same turn, I'll slide it into here, like that. And that means that at the end of the round, I'm going to get to move my black story tracker up by 1.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll do that. I keep these 2 cards for the next round. I'll draw 2 more.
I love how this looks like a composer's book or something.
Well, yeah, it is
guess.
actually. If you can't, I can't flip it over, but on the other side, it. Pásame un composer's book de. Porfa. Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah.
You hit it right on the head. So you see, it looks like this.
Oh, I love that.
And then it goes like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. The other actions you can take in the game, you can play one of these to take one of these memory cards here. And these cards are like upgrade cards. There's a big element of the game which is deck management, where you're trying to get rid of the less productive cards and substitute them with more productive cards. So that's something else you can do. You could perform or sell an opus. So you notice here you have the opus cards. This one's a religious this one, if I perform it, I get two ducats. But if I decide to sell it, I get to move up 1 on the money track, but it doesn't give me any victory points. Some of them give you victory points and advancements on the ducat track. Okay, so that's the opus card. This card allows you to contribute to the Requiem. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these notes from the corresponding section of the cathedral. You notice you have, for example, the choir, the organ, violins, the timpani, and the trumpets and trombones. So maybe I'd take one of the, I want to contribute over here. Let's just say we're in year 5, and I can put it on this one because it corresponds to the trombone section. And then I would take one of these tiles from the composer. There's a cost, but then I can substitute it here on this, and it gives me bonuses throughout the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and then at the end of the game, you're trying to get the most of one type of note in these different sections, and then you get a lot of points for that. It's a really great way to rack up a lot of points at the end of the game. I won't go into much further detail than that. Okay.
Okay.
But it's a really cool element that can swing the game in big ways at the end. Like we're talking lots of points, 30, 40 points, and can really change the tide of the game.
Right.
Yeah. And then the last thing.
Is this more for more advanced players, let's say, or?
No, it's all part of the regular game.
Okay.
I'd say, well, in terms of weight, you could call the game 3.3, 3.4 out of 5, something like that. So it's not, mechanically the game is very simple, but understanding the strategy and all the different bonuses that you can get, and it's pretty deep actually. And after the first time I played, I thought, this is a very interesting game now. I wonder what would happen if I had tried this strategy. And so that's what players are going to do. They're going to say, oh, wow, okay, now I get how this works and this works. They're going to want to try and play it over and over because the strategies are really interesting and the way you mix the different strategies is interesting as well.
Right. How many players can play?
It's 1 to 4.
1 to 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't think there is a lot of games that take this theme, right? Like this is a very unique sort of theme.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of people have said, "Oh my God, there aren't that many music themed games out there," and people obviously love Mozart and the Requiem, and it's gotten a lot of attention just based on the theme itself. But good thing is the game backs it up, so it's not just thematically cool; it's a good game, right?
And you can compose music. This blew my mind completely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know all the different parts, but so far it looks like super intriguing.
Yeah.
And beautiful. And we have questions from the chat. What drove you to the theme, basically?
Okay, well, I'm not the designer, but I have spoken with the designers about it, and basically, one of them, his father, was a huge Mozart fan, and he died recently. And so he wanted to do this as kind of an honor for his father. And so when our publishing team was talking with the designers, when our publisher Devir was talking with the designers, they were listing off all these different themes that, okay, we were thinking about this. And as soon as they said the Requiem, David said, stop. I want the rights to that game. And so then they started to work on it, and about 6 months later they had the first prototype, and that was in, I guess, June of last year. And so then from there they worked on it really fast and got it developed, but that was the main source of the idea.
Wow. How long has this been developed then? Like this is 2 years you sort of
Well, so I think they started working on it in around October, November of 2020.
Okay.
And then so David gave them the green light, and then they presented some rough ideas in March, and then the first prototype in June. That's how I understand the chronology of it.
Right.
And then we got the final files and everything early this year.
Yeah. Well, I can understand the hype around this game this year.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
And I'm showing again the cover because I really like it. And where can people get this game? Like for people who are at Essen, where can they get it?
Well, they can get it at our booth. We still have a few copies left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Hall 3, booth 104.
Okay.
And then later, you'll be able to get it through a lot of your standard, here in Europe anyway, a lot of your standard online retailers, as well as through our own website. I'll just plug Devir's website. You can get it there. And that should be available probably mid-October.
Okay. So very soon.
Yeah, very soon. Very soon.
And what languages are they going to be available?
We try to do all of our own games in 5 languages. So where we have offices, so English, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and Catalan.
Oh, Catalan?
Yeah, Catalan.
Wow.
Well, we have our offices in Barcelona, so of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Check it out, guys. This looks absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for presenting it.
No, thank you for the opportunity. It's been really
for
fun.
For me, it's like the best few days I've been at Essen, because people get here and explain the games and show me these beautiful games instead of me just being at the booth hidden and stuff. So
great.
This is fantastic for me.
Great.
And we have another game from Devir.
Yes, we do.
Coming up, and
Okay.
We have the expansion of Red Cathedral called Contractors. Oh, and it is ready. Yes. We can have it over here.
It's a very tricky move with all the pieces.
Yeah.
Once it's been set up.
But you
He
did
seems
it.
expert at it. Okay. Looks great. Okay.
Okay, so this is the expansion for Red Cathedral.
It's the base game plus the expansion.
Plus the expansion, okay.
Now, I'm not going to go too much into how to play the base game, because I would really recommend that you play the base game a few times before starting with the expansion.
Right.
Okay. But for those who know the base game, let's see. So what's new and different? First of all, you get a map that allows you to travel around Moscow. You've got these cool new components like diamonds. These are like Joker cards that are jokers that you can use for any of the resources. You've got an expansion to your player board that gives you these new contractors, contracts, as well as explaining what the different actions do. You've got some chips that come along with it. They add a set collection element, but the main thing that people really like about Contractors is it adds 30 new guild cards. So 10 new guilds, and each guild has 3 different cards. So it adds an enormous amount of replayability because
I believe people don't see this, so I'm gonna place them here.
So
these are different types of, how did you call them?
Guild cards.
Guild cards.
Yeah. And so the game recommends that you only mix in 1 new guild with 3 of the existing guilds. So that means if you do that, if you follow that suggestion, you're going to get 30 different plays before you even start to think about replaying that same set of cards.
Right.
So there's really a ton of variety here with the guilds, and they do lots of fun and interesting things. It doesn't affect the gameplay of the original game, but it does add on to the gameplay of the original game. So,
do you mind talking a little bit about the original for people who don't know about it?
No, not at all. Okay, so
the
thematically,
main idea,
thematically, sure. Tsar Ivan the Terrible has basically ordered architects to complete the construction of the Red Cathedral in Moscow's Red Square. And so the players are architects, and what we're trying to do is build on these sections of the cathedral up in order to get prestige points and recognition points. And so we're trying to claim these different sections of the cathedral. These are cathedral sections. You've got doors, windows, and domes. And then there are also towers. And the towers matter because that's going to impact the scoring at the end of the game.
Okay.
During your game, that's part of the expansion. I'll explain how that works in a sec.
Yes.
Okay, no worries. During the game, you basically get 3 different actions. You can claim a section of the cathedral, like blue is done here with this, or red is done with this. That means later you're going to build on it in order to get points and other benefits and money. Second thing you can do is you can deliver resources to the section that you've claimed. So for example, this section here, if you want to complete it, it requires 1 wood, 1 gold, and 1 emerald. And so there are ways to acquire these resources over here, and they would go into your inventory section on your board, which is here. Okay. And the third thing you can do, this is what most people really love about the game, is you can go to the rondel section here, the market, and what that does, these are a little bit, they should be here. Basically, you can pick a die and move it the number of spaces corresponding to the pips on the die. Like if I went here, or number of sections, I would go 1, 2, 3, and then I get that reward. So in this case, I'm going to get 2 stone. But because there's also another die there already, I get that times the number of dice in the section. So I would get 4 stone for having landed there. And then after that, I can also invoke the benefit of the guild. So in this case, this lady allows me to buy 1 diamond for 1 ruble, or 2 diamonds for 3 rubles. And then I would roll the dice, and the next player would get to go, and they could do similar things. And that's basically how you're going to get your resources in order to complete the sections of the cathedral. The game ends when 1 player has used all of their banners and completed all of the sections for the banners that they've placed in the game. Okay, so that's the game, basic game in a nutshell.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
All right. Now, what the expansion adds is a 4th action, and you can see it here on your player board. That allows you to, instead of the regular actions, you can take one of your contractors and send them to a different section of Moscow. Okay. When you do, and why would you want to do that? For 2 reasons. One is it allows you to collect one of these chips, which they've already done. Okay, and it can go here onto your player board. Later, when you move the black die, which is new to the game, it's new to the expansion. whenever you move it, it would move it 1 here. You also get to take this reward that the chip gives. Okay, so in this case, it's going to give you 2 recognition points and an emerald. Okay.
Okay.
So that's one thing you can do. And there's also a set collection element at the end of the game. So you notice these chips have different colors, and you're trying to get one of each, and those are going to give you points at the end of the game as well. But the second reason that you're going to want to place contractors into this area is that at the end of the game, you get, not at the end of the game, but if at some point a tower gets completed, you're going to, and you asked me about this tile before, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so they correspond to different sections on the map, all right? If a tower is completed, you're going to take that section and say, okay, it corresponds to Suzdal in this case. And the player is going to score points for however many contractors they have in that region times the number of banners they have in that tower. Okay, so it's another way to augment your scoring, and maybe you want to hurry up and finish this so you can get extra points before the other guys.
Set collection.
It's more of an area majority.
Area
kind of
majority,
thing. Yeah.
right? Yes.
And there's a rule that I forgot to mention that when you go into these different sections, you have to pay one of these little contract chips here, like this. Okay.
Okay.
And the first one is just 1 contract, but for every contractor that's in the section, you have to pay that same number of contracts. So the more people that are here, the more expensive it gets to go there.
Okay.
So, and then you can acquire these contracts by, if you land on this space, you get contracts, and there's some other ways to do it.
Right.
So,
what would you say is the weight of the complexity of the base game?
So I think on BGG currently the base game is at around a 2.8. I think that doesn't quite do it justice. I think it's closer to a 3. And with the expansion, 3.1, 3.2, the expansion doesn't really complicate the game that much. It just adds different things, different elements to keep it interesting.
Right.
Like I
for variability.
Yeah, and I played lots and lots of times,
games.
and I won't play without the expansion now because it's just so much better in my opinion.
Right. So what kind of players enjoy, you think, the Red Cathedral?
Great question. So I think players who like resource management, who like rondelles, who like dice placement games, it's good for them. There are tons of interesting decisions in the game constantly because you're constantly balancing. Okay, do I go for resources in order to build out that section before my opponent does that, or do I want to claim sections before my opponent can get the ones that I really want? So if you really like a complex web of interesting decisions on a board that's constantly shifting and changing, this is a great game for you. And it's it's been, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but it's been a very good seller for us, and lots of players of different types like it.
Right. Can we see the base game, the base books?
Yeah, sure.
Or also the expansion books.
Gracias.
Awesome.
So here you go.
Yeah. Have them here. Oh, so the base game fits in here.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so this is a lot of new stuff then in the Contractors.
Yeah.
Wow.
In both of the boxes, you get a lot of stuff in a very compact box.
Okay.
That's something else people really have commented on. They like about it quite a bit.
And this also looks amazing. You guys have really beautiful art in all of your games.
I wish I could take credit, but our publishing department they're amazing. They do a great job.
Right. And where can people find the games?
So, it's widely available throughout Europe on your standard online sites, and should be available in a lot of retailers as well, especially those that carry games in English.
But not at Essen.
Oh, at Essen, yes, certainly we have it. Although we're sold out of Contractors already. We sold out
already.
Yeah, like 2 hours ago.
Okay.
But
too bad.
The shipment just hit our warehouse in Lisbon 2 days ago. So it's going to start to go out, and you should start seeing it in stores, both physically and online, within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And Cathedral's been out since 2020. It was our Essen release in 2020, so
right.
shouldn't have any difficulty finding that one.
Right, and it's also here at Essen.
Yeah, and Cosmos, our partner, has done the version in German.
Okay.
Okay,
that's
so
good to know.
yeah,
Right.
if you want to, they probably have some for sale as well in their stand.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if someone is at Essen, where can they find you? Remind me the hall.
It's Hall 3.
Hall 3.
Booth 104.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for
Thank
the
you
presentation.
again. Yeah. No, it's
Good luck on the games, although you don't need it, you're already sold out.
yeah.
I hope you're enjoying the fair.
Oh, of course. It's great. We're having lots of fun. I hope you are too.
I am too. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. It's always very hectic because you have to prepare for a lot of things. But once you're here, you don't care if you don't sleep enough or if you run too much. It's always a fun experience. So,
Yeah.
I am having fun.
Great.
Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you. It's nice
and
to talk
good
to
luck. Yes, thank
Okay.
you. And I believe this was our last game.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Different games.
All right, we have one more game to show you guys, which is not here yet though. So we have to wait a little bit. Right. The next game we probably, when they arrive, we're going to talk about is Finding Atlantis by HYBR Games. And it's the publisher who made Houston, We Have a Dolphin, which it's one of the most fun social deduction games with an app. Very special theme, very interesting, unique sort of theme. And I'm really excited to know what they're gonna do for their next game. So yeah, we're gonna be waiting for them. And if you guys can, it will be great if you subscribe to our channel because we have a lot more content coming up. Like we have stuff planned for every day of this week, and we have more publishers coming tomorrow. And basically, they're all on the hotness list. So if you're not here at Essen, it's a great opportunity to get to know about what you're missing out because nobody likes FOMO. You guys are gonna get to know all about the new releases, where you can get them later if you're not here at Essen, and in general, get the vibe of the convention. We're also gonna have content creators coming to play with us on Saturday. We are going to have semi-co-op and Ready Steady Play playing with us on Saturday. We're gonna play Pictomania, and another special stream we have planned for Sunday is going to be with CGE game designers. So it's gonna be Ondra Scopy from Letter Jam, Matush Kotri that you saw earlier today on the stream from Alchemists and Deal with the Devil. We are also going to have Tomasz Ulich that made Under Falling Skies, and Adam Cranio from Project L. So these are the game designers we're gonna be playing Codenames with on Sunday. And tomorrow we have a full schedule with publishers from 4 to 7. And that's our general starting time, 4 to 7. And it's a lot of things we're trying to pull off over here. And I don't know if we have Reggie here. Hello Reggie.
Hi Chad.
How are you, Reggie?
Good. So how were the streams? How did the streams go?
I think it's been going well. What I've been saying, I think everybody knows because I've repeated that like 5 times. I'm so glad that people come here and show me their games because this is an opportunity I don't regularly have.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess people that are not in Essen, they think that, you go there and you get to know everything about the games. You don't. When you work in a booth, you don't get the chance to see all the games.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that we got like all the sort of like the games in the hotness list. Yeah. So now I don't have the FOMO.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, we get to see them ourselves, right? It's
yes.
Not, oh yeah.
Yes.
Because usually, yes, we are running around, we're doing things, and we can't really look at
don't
games,
really,
so.
or you see things, but you don't get to experience. I mean, earlier today I played a little bit of Fancy Feathers with Friedman Friese. I lost, okay, but I played a game, you know. that was exciting for me.
Yeah.
And I see you're holding a camera.
Yes.
Reggie is going around doing paparazzi stuff.
Oh yeah.
In conventions.
I have a lot of photos of Eleni doing her filming stuff here.
And yeah, normally I also have some of yours. And do you know anything about the next game that we're gonna show?
Not really. I know that last year, pretty much everybody from the CGE, we went there, we bought their previous games.
Right.
Like Houston, We Have a Dolphin was like a super hot CGE game.
Yes,
we played
exactly.
it at 3 a.m, yelling at each other. That's no, you are a dolphin. No, you are a dolphin, and it was hilarious. It was awesome.
I remember that because Felix especially was really excited about the game, and he brought it to our accommodation.
Yeah.
And I heard everybody like having fun with it, laughing and stuff. And I was waiting for my turn to get to play it, but it was super late at night.
Oh yeah.
I was almost falling asleep on the cards, and I don't think I really got the game. But I was so pissed because everybody else was having a great time, and I missed it because I was asleep. But then I played the game again. It's really fantastic, and yeah, it's a really CG loved sort of a game.
And the sounds in the app are awesome, like occasional dolphin sounds, like it's perfect. I love the game.
Yeah.
I recently found out that Atom, like a marketing or digital marketing guy, he looks very innocent. He's amazing at this game.
Yeah.
He bluffed his way through his first game. And we gave him some slack because we thought, okay, it's his first game, he probably doesn't know how to play, he doesn't know how to bluff. So like, okay, he just made a mistake.
Right.
And he won, he killed everybody on the ship, and it was
I cannot
great.
believe that about Atom.
Yeah,
that.
He looks very sweet, very like gentle and everything, but yeah, look out.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, we could get the digital team to talk about Codenames app at
I will
some
grab
point.
them. Or do you want to?
They're coming? Okay. Woo. Okay, 2 more minutes until the next game arrives. But yeah, I think we should get Atom and the other guys to talk about the Codenames app, because it's gonna soon be released, right?
Yeah, it should go to soft launch soon, and then depending on how the soft launch will go, it will be soft launch in the Czech Republic. So if you don't live in the Czech Republic, don't be sad, the app will come.
Okay.
Hopefully shortly after that. It looks good. It looks really good.
It looks really good, and it has a lot of new things that were not in the original game or the online sort of version.
Like the biggest difference is that it's asynchronous, and so first thing, you don't need to have any friends. So if you're living in a cave and you don't have any friends around you,
you can play Codenames.
You can play Codenames.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't even have to have all the people in at the same time, because you play your turn and then you just can start another game right away. So it's turn-based, and you don't even have to wait for anybody, because you can start a new game at any point.
Right.
So yeah, it's perfect.
Yes, there's a lot of thought that has gone into the game.
A lot of different game modes as well.
Game modes, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Special words, some extra words that are not in the board game and things like that. Thematic words. So yeah, it's a work of love and passion, and a lot of work went into it. So we can't wait to show it to you.
Yes. Soon enough, I think. Yeah. And Reggie, what do you think of this Essen compared to other years? I mean, we've only seen one day, okay, but what would you say?
I mean, it's definitely busier than last year, but that makes sense, because last year it was very, COVID was still huge. I mean, COVID is still here, but last year it was big. and it's definitely stronger. And we've talked about this with a lot of people here, like from the company, that it feels almost as strong as pre-COVID.
Right.
It feels really busy. The halls are full. People are coming, buying games. We did not stop today. We were just running around, and it was good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, and then hopefully COVID will be over soon. I think officially in the US now, people don't wear masks in conventions. I think. I'm not sure.
I mean, the US president said that COVID is over, right?
So it is over, I guess.
Oh, and
we have the game.
Okay, so chat, I will leave you to this perfect thing. Thank you, Eleni.
Bye, Reggie. Thank you so much.
Bye, chat.
So we got the game, people. Finding Atlantis.
Hey there.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Eleni, and we have with us Ando.
Yes, that's me.
Hi,
Hey.
Ando.
Sorry.
It was
Here I
worth
am.
the wait. It looks beautiful
Yes. So we have a camera here, right?
here and
there.
here for this.
Oh, very
yeah.
cool. So yeah, you might not see that from above, but there's these
Right.
screen protective and these are
Yes.
submarines because it's a very oceanic game.
Let me
Yeah.
show the cover as well. Finding Atlantis.
Yes.
Okay.
So as of now, we have a German version with an English app. So it can be played in English, but it's not perfect. But we're working on have an international localization for
Right.
that. So it's just a question of time. And I would love to show it to you.
Okay.
So this game is a deduction game.
Right.
And maybe interesting for CGE. I think it
I
wouldn't.
was raving before about Houston. We have a dolphin.
Oh,
Because
wow.
everybody here in the team
Yeah,
has played it and loved it.
It seemed to
So-
have made an impact with you. But
Yeah.
also, Alchemists made an impact on us.
Really?
So I think Alchemist was the first game that I remember that was really good with an app. So that was very inspiring. And this is our first game where we really did like a riddle. This is also a
Nice.
riddle solving game.
Awesome.
So if you like Alchemist, it could be something for you.
Yeah.
But it is different. But as you can see, there's something to write down. That was the same for Alchemists. And you try to keep secrets from one another.
All right. A lot of commonalities.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the app open.
Yes, so I just have to finish the setup for now. But here we go. I have to pick one last class for the third player, which is not so important today. But So we just play a normal game shortly. And this game is all about submarines in the ocean. And they try to nail down the location of Atlantis. And I don't know
Okay.
if this is easily seeable. You can
Yes,
tell me if
exactly.
this helps or not.
I think a little bit here, if you put it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if this helps you or it doesn't, but
Yeah.
there's a map and it contains a lot of stuff. And 4 of the most interesting spaces are actually Atlantis. Atlantis, if you find it, if you can track it down, then you would have to go there with your submarine, move to the place, and then use one of your action cards, because you control your actions by cards, and play Explore. But the thing is, obviously, it's not easy to do, because right now we know almost nothing.
Right.
So we have a lot
Let me
of...
put these a bit further so people can see them.
Yes.
Okay.
So these are our actions that we have available on our hand, and they are very similar for all players. But there's one exception. There's a captain. This is a specific ability
Captain
that only.
Nemo.
In this case, this is Captain Nemo. It's also a kind of Nemo-inspired game,
Right.
which goes for us, the red player. But the other players, like the green player on the other side of the table, might have a he definitely has a different captain that has a different ability. And we have to start the game by tracking down where we are. For example, we are currently here.
So this is a competitive game.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we are all racing to find Atlantis first.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're here right now, and
Yes.
we are free to track down our opponents as well. This might help us later in the process. So right now the yellow character is starting here, and green is starting here, and now we can start the game. And the first thing. Wait, there was a tiny hiccup in the setup for us with the cameras.
Okay.
So
yeah.
actually, this is rotated.
Yes.
That way.
Okay.
So we are right now here. And now we can move once more to go into disguise again.
This is open information?
Right now this is still open.
Yeah,
But to
okay.
make the game more disguised, we can now move one more time for other players to lose track of where we are exactly.
Oh, okay.
So now I will take the phone to myself and pick that I actually want to move to the west again. And the green player would do the same, and we wouldn't know what he would do.
So this is something everybody has
Yes.
behind their screens.
Yes, everybody has
But
this behind their
obviously,
screens.
since they cannot track other people's movements, they have a different status
Yes.
of what's happening, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And also what you should know is that the screen will rotate to the player whose turn it is.
Oh, okay.
For example, the miner, that one is here. He would also move in disguise, for example, in this direction, and he would move there on his board, and now we would start.
Right.
So this for us is no exact information anymore. You know,
Okay.
yellow moved, green moved, we moved, so they might be here or here or here. And
Okay.
and we are right now here. So
you can move once at one spot every
whenever
time?
you move, you can move once. But this was set up. But yeah, if we would do the same thing again, when we would use this card. So these are the cards that we can use. Captain Nemo can move again and take a card back, which we don't need right now because we don't have played any cards. Moving secretly is what we just did, and I think I'm fine with where we are right now. I want to check the space, so we don't need it. Same goes for double movement. We don't need it right now. But now it's getting interesting. There's 3 cards that we can use to gather information. This one says explore. It means you can look exactly into the place where you are right now and check if there's Atlantis. Which is a cool card, but right now this is pure gambling.
Okay.
We have no clue. So
Okay.
maybe we should look for more information first.
Right.
This is where I would propose the sonar. The sonar is a card that can find you sea mounts and sea depth. Why is this important? Because as you can see on the cover, Atlantis will always be kind of in the mountains. Atlantis will never be in the depth.
Really?
So yeah, it's kind of
Oh.
between the mountains somewhere higher up, and it's
Okay.
going deeper in between. So
Right.
this means we can try to check our landscape first, and we would do this by holding the card over the device. And now the card kind of fell into the app and tells us something about us and our relationship to our surroundings. This card is played, it goes away. Okay, so we have a lot of depth around us. There's nothing here, nothing here, nothing here,
So
nothing
we're
here.
not in the right direction.
Nothing. Well, almost, because there's 3 mountains.
There's 3 mountains,
And these are
yeah.
super interesting, because if we would read the rules and if we would know how to play exact, what you should know is that every Atlantis space will trigger 2 mountains adjacent to it too. So every Atlantis is kind of it's itself, Atlantis, and then 1 mountain above, 1 mountain below, 1 to the side, and 1 here. So it's in a mountain.
between 3 mountains.
And between five,
Five
like
mountains.
4 mountains around and 1
Right,
below.
okay.
So actually, Atlantis might be here. It might exactly be here because that would be the reason for these two mountains to rise up.
Okay.
So this is where we could use the radiograph card, which is a card that can check our neighbor space. Wait, I have to take it away from the app. It can check if a neighbor space contains Atlantis or not. So let's just try this. It's my one action I used. This is my second action. And yes, it confirms what I assumed. This chain of mountains did communicate what I expected. There is Atlantis there.
Oh,
possibly.
we found it? Or
At least 1 space. And also, because we rush in time, there's also the chance there's an artifact, which is also cool, but not as
Okay.
important as Atlantis. So now our turn would be over,
Right.
and this card is played, and it would be the turn of the other players.
Okay.
So I will not really play them, but what I want to tell you is that it's super interesting to see their results, because we know
because people get different things completely, or what?
exactly, because he is somewhere over there, and he might use the sonar too. So when we see his sonar result, it's like, oh, okay, there's maybe like 5 mountains and they must be somewhere over here. And it might be that this is Atlantis, or that it's a cool cluster of artifacts. But we would love to know where he is exactly.
Okay.
So this is a game about hidden movement.
Right.
We will play along. Like this player would play his cards, the yellow player would play their cards, and we would sooner or later play out our cards until we kind of run out of cards. And we have only, for example, these two left. And then at some point, now it's getting interesting, you have to surface. Surface means get all your cards back, which is super cool, but there's something to it. You will have to reveal your location. So let me just do this. It would be our turn again, and I would play surface. And
so
now everybody would see
knows that
where
you are there, right?
Yes. So this is a game about strategizing when to look for information, when to move away from them, when to rise up, when to refresh your hand, and trying to track down what the others do too.
Yeah, exactly, because I mean, you know the location of the other people, but if you don't sort of keep an eye on what they're playing, you don't know if they're close or not, right?
Yeah.
Some things they do can tell you that maybe if you know their location, you should sort of follow them, or?
Yes. Basically, it's often something about follow, and some classes can do even more. There's for example, this class, it would tell you how many interesting spaces are in his region. Kind of can count money, kind of. So he counts the interesting areas. So when you see like that person found 6 valuable items, then you would really want to know where they are. Or when they find 0, then you know, okay, this is definitely an area that I don't want to head into.
Yeah.
And there's also a more competitive mode where you have like sea mines, drop mines that you can place in the ocean, and then it's especially interesting to know where they are because you want to cross their path, you want to build in their way and make them move into your mine because you can steal cards from them. But this is in the standard game mode, it's not that competitive.
Right.
Yes.
This looks fantastic.
Thank you. I'm sorry we are in such a rush. Like I ran over to you.
Yeah, no,
try
it's
to
okay.
make it work,
it's okay.
And it's a bit confusing what I just showed you because there's so many different components.
I think I understood the game, and
Cool.
it looks fantastic. And I want to know more about when and where can people get the game.
Okay. So right now I think it would be not the right decision to call out a certain publisher because nothing was signed yet. But we definitely have publishers for the English-speaking markets waiting for us to sign something, and then it might take a year. So I hope when we come back
this is
next
something
year.
that it's still in development.
So this is sold for Germany starting today. So this app is done, but it's not even released in the App Store yet. And it will work in the next 2 or 3 days.
Right.
But this is only the German official edition. But we hope to get exactly this game, to you, either to the Czech Republic or the UK or the US, within 1 year. This is what we are planning for.
Awesome. This looks fantastic, and you
Thank
guys
you.
have a very distinctive style, I think. I mean,
think so?
Yeah, the art and the sort of like the social deduction thing with an app, but it's still done in a very different way. That thing has a very, distinctive style.
Yeah, so what we often do in our games and what we do here as well is we try to keep the phone on the table as much as possible, so that this space is evolving between like me and you and the boards.
Yeah.
So the app is not often getting in our way.
Yeah.
Like, there's some actions that are secret that are like an exception where you leave the table kind of to come back to, but mostly it's about this thing that evolves over the app.
Exactly. It's
And-
about the interaction.
Yes.
And it's not about using an app necessarily because it's an app.
Yeah.
You think about the things that will make the interaction richer, I think. And well done on the game. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
And I hope to see it soon in retail or wherever. I would love to try it.
Very
I'm
cool.
a big fan of like sort of searching for things, treasure hunting and
Yes.
stuff.
And this
especially-
is a tiny bit more interactive, I think, compared to maybe Alchemist, but especially compared to Search for Planet X. This game has a very similar riddle-solving thing that it does quite well, but what it makes it stand off, I think, is really this type of like, what did they do? how can I
Right.
make use of their information?
Right.
And yeah, that's. I hope we can step up the game with that and also inspire you again to do great games with
Yeah,
apps.
maybe this is how it's gonna work.
Yes, it should be.
I love that.
Cool.
Okay, thank you so much, Ando.
Yes.
Good luck on your game. And where can people find you at Essen if they're looking for
Okay.
you?
Right now we are at 3D 100. 3D.
3 D100. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And if you want to find us online, you can go to HYBR.co, HYBR.co, and then you can also join our newsletter. We have an English-speaking newsletter to make sure that everybody will get to know when a new game is out in a foreign language. So yeah, that's where you can find us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ando. Enjoy the fair. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, and for you, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's officially the end of the stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. We have a lot of awesome games to show you. So be there. And yeah, see you guys all tomorrow. And have a good night. Bye-bye.